here. 100% infill. Huge thing here. This is also on island. I mean, can you even see it 3D printed? Oh no, even play around. It's very nice. So we are in the lab. 40 millimeter tube. Whoa. Be mine. All our different materials. How do you guys like this? I think we are live. Hey, awesome people. How is everyone doing today? We already have people from YouTube and, of course, the awesome squad on Twitch. How's everyone? How's Paul? I live in Houston area and I know you have an office around Houston. Who would I need to contact in regard to job opportunities? You can contact me, Paul, actually. I'm not sure if you have seen the LinkedIn. We have some job offer for Houston. So yes, indeed, we have the office there, and I'm actually moving in Houston next year. So very excited to meet you. Make a Viking, how are you? Builders Mark, both on Twitch and YouTube, as always. Thank you so much again, Mark, for helping with the moderation on both channel. Incendium, how are you? The real Mark U of you. All the names that I recognize. DDS 3D Printman. We do have some people on YouTube still. That's amazing. So people on YouTube, I always say this at the beginning of the stream. I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, so I'm going to read a lot of comments that you may not see because most of the people are watching from our Twitch channel. So you're obviously welcome to come on our Twitch channel as well. And we went back to YouTube. We came from YouTube, actually. Who else do we have here? Ash, how are you? I love the new overlays. Do you like them? NSTO, of course. How are you? NSTO, I know you went to bed very late yesterday. I know that. Nightcore, thank you for joining. Almighty, how are you? Then I'm scrolling up, and Firelight. Welcome everyone in. And we just have a raid from Astro Printer. Thank you so much. We just started. Hey Jerry, how are you? We just started and we have a raid from Astro Printer. So welcome in. We actually just started, so you didn't miss anything. Today is going to be pretty exciting. Today we're going to talk about the title. We're going to talk about what can be printed under the car hood. You all know how amazed I am with all the functional prints, right? And on Discord, I think it was somewhere last week, I think, I've seen an incredible print that was in the car hood. So I know nothing about what is inside. I know there is some kind of magic that makes your wheel spin. But anyway, I thought that all the thing that was inside was basically metal, and then a little bit of rubber for some kind of I don't know, some kind of belt or something. But I've seen a 3D print inside, so I was like, oh, that's interesting. How about we try to see what could be printed inside? So I reached out to Space Nerd, and his name is Nate, and we are actually going to talk about that today. So we're gonna welcome him in a few minutes. We're gonna wait a few more people to join. Hey, Astro Printer, how was the live stream? How is all the toys going? Astro Printer, I think you are the one that is printing toys all year long, right? So you're reaching the end, right? Hey, Paisley's, yes. Thank you again, Paisley's, for jumping on a call yesterday. I see the stream title. I love making mods for vehicle. Yeah, great, Builders Mark. I'm gonna learn a lot today, as every stream, and I'm really excited to learn about 3D printed for cars today. Make a Viking and Jerry, great to see you, Nick. Great to see you too. So I did start our giveaway already. So I didn't forget this time. So don't forget to be awesome. Bring some awesomeness to the stream. Invite people that you think will be interested in that part of functional 3D printing. So and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Astro Printer, almost 1,800 toys so far. And even though we are close to the end of the year, I will keep printing for next year. TFT. That's amazing, Astro Printer. That's amazing. And actually, if I remember well, I have a package that is coming your way, Astro Printer, to print even more toys. So how awesome is that? Okay, great. So we have people entering, so that's great. And we are going to welcome Nate on the stream. So let me put that properly. And everyone, please welcome in the chat, Nate. Hey, Nate, can you hear me well?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I know we had some difficulties earlier.
Perfect. How is everything?
Everything is going great.
Amazing, amazing. So thank you again, Nate, for joining the live stream, talking about your last post on Discord. Really excited to learn about all of this. So maybe it's I guess, are you new to the Discord, or when did you join?
Yeah, I think I was in the Discord for about a week before I posted that picture.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was quick.
Awesome. So maybe you can maybe introduce yourself, a little bit of your background.
Sure. Hi, I'm Nate. I'm a mechanical engineering student right now, going to Washington State University. If I don't look like a traditional college student, that's because I spent the first 10 years of my life in the U.S. Navy. I was an avionics tech, so not quite mechanical engineering, but so yeah, I'm a mechanical engineering student, and the first, when I first picked up an Ender, it was just all downhill from there. So
when was that? When was the first time you had a 3D printer?
Well, the first one that was actually worth a dang. It was my first one, which was the Ender 3 V2, which I got. I think I bought it in the spring of 2021.
Okay.
So, and then just about a month or so ago, I got my second, and that's an Ender 3 S1 Pro.
They multiply quickly, right?
What's that?
They multiply quickly. Once you get one, then you have the other one.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Well, I'm running out of desk space, but yeah.
Great. So you started, so you started on the Ender line, right? Was it because you wanted to get on the more cost-effective discovering 3D printing?
Yeah, it was because it was cheap. I picked up a brand new 3V2 for like $180 on Amazon.
Oh, okay. So how was? Are you already thinking about some more printers?
No, I don't have any more room. No more printers, because I also tend to build enclosures for mine too. So I've got a desk where I've got them set up, and I don't have any more room for more enclosures. But yeah, I don't think I'll get to the point where I have a basement full of printers, like Astro Printer says. But it's because being an engineer, we always have projects or things that we're doing, and then we start one project, get a little bit, and hey, there's another project, let's go do that one.
That's true.
So yeah, I have to try to rein in my hobbies as best I can, because 3D printing, that's just one of them. So
yeah, okay. So was 3D printing a hobby, or was 3D printing, you get into 3D printing to help on another hobby?
A little of both. So the initial project that caused me to buy the Ender was actually an under the hood project, which we can talk about. But it wasn't that piece that I sent the picture of.
Okay.
It was an auxiliary fuse box, actually.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, that's what got it. And actually, one of the reasons I bought that second Pro is because I wanted to print something else, and I wanted to be able to use nylon. And some of the nylon that I was looking at, you need to go up to like 300C to print. So
okay. So you started with PLA, I guess?
Based on the all-powerful Reddit, I went straight to PLA Plus or PLA Pro. Played around with a bunch of different kinds, trying to get my feet, trying to figure out trying to figure out, what works best, learning about the different ones. Because when somebody first gets into 3D printing, it's like, oh, all plastics are the same, right? Yeah, you quickly learn that that's not the case.
Okay, so how is your filament inventory look like at the moment?
Right now, I have to try to limit myself because I have a Pelican case, a sealed Pelican case,
Uh-huh.
and I usually throw a couple big bags of rechargeable desiccant in there. I think I can fit maybe between 10 and 12 rolls in there, maybe a little bit more. So I usually just keep that tucked under the desk and just pull out what I need. I've actually started switching a lot, and this isn't just a plug. I've been switching to Polymaker for a lot of them. A big portion of that was the cardboard spool thing. I really like that.
Nice.
That's what made me start to try out Polymaker, and then I just kind of started liking the filaments more, so I just started ordering more.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you started with maybe, I guess, the spool that came with the printer, and then slowly you learned.
Yeah. I jumped around between a bunch. All kind of like the big name brands, eSun, Hatchbox, all that stuff. But now once you kind of get your feet and you kind of find a groove, you kind of want to try to standardize everything. That way it kind of takes out the guesswork. It's like, I was using these settings with this PLA, but what about this PLA? I mean, is it actually the same? Not so much. So.
Oh, you actually learned pretty fast. It's been what, one year, a bit more than a year, right?
Yeah, well, when you get hyper focused on things like I do, you just kind of go all in and ignore everything else in the world.
Great. So what is the platform where you learn the most? Is that on Reddit when you have some issues or stuff? Do you post that on Reddit or?
Yeah, Reddit has become my my go-to for troubleshooting. Oh, I see my friend Vinny is in the chat in Twitch. Yes, everybody say hi to Vinny. She's great. She's awesome. So yeah, Google is your friend too. Google is your friend. And actually what actually helps a lot, there's the old kind of mantra where you'll learn by teaching. So I've actually, picked up a few tips and tricks just by trying to help somebody else troubleshoot their problem based on what I know. And then I see, okay, their problem is not quite what I had, but it's, similar enough. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because you will want, when you try to help someone, you will actually, first you will want to help the right way. So you're actually going to do more work just in order to help that person. So that's true that you learn a lot.
Yeah, it forces you to actually look up the right answer instead of just spouting stuff off the top of your head that you think sounds right.
That's true.
Which is a lot of Reddit.
Did you have to the Discord? Was it in your, you were seeking for more knowledge and then you found some more forums, or how did you find the Polymaker Discord?
I think I randomly just saw it like on the. Do you have it on the side of the spools? I think you have the ad for it. Or it was somewhere, or maybe it was on the site because. I'm also an intern for a research laboratory here, and I'm working in the 3D printing lab. So I was putting together a list of all the different brands that I was familiar with that we could look at for random projects. So it might have been on the website or somewhere that I just came. Oh, hey, look, they have a Discord. I've been joining a bunch of Discords lately. Let's join that one.
Cool, awesome. Well, I'm very happy that you found that Discord. So I guess maybe we can go a little bit more in the topic. So I was my first vision of what is again, I don't know anything about cars, but my vision was what is under the hood is very hot, everything moves very fast, a lot of stress everywhere. So in my thinking, it was like, except maybe a few cap, you wouldn't be able to print anything. But now you have that huge, is that the S piece here that is 3D printed? Is that correct?
Yes, that S piece right there. The
black one, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's printed in two pieces and then epoxied together and then painted.
Oh, it's even okay.
Yeah.
So maybe my first question is, what is wrong with my view? Like, thinking that you cannot print anything because everything is hot. Everything is
Nowadays everything's plastic. There's a lot of vehicles, they have a lot, especially German cars, they have a lot of just plastic pieces covering the engine, so that when you open the hood, you really don't see engine, you just see plastic covers everywhere. It's actually kind of annoying. But yeah, there's so many different plastics, and as you know, with all the different polymers and all the different composites out there, they can withstand some heat. It's so
under the hood, like, is that like 100 degrees C? Is that 50 degrees C?
My best estimates, hot enough to send high temperature PLA into its glass transition.
Okay.
Ask me how I know. So I mean, like that whole air box right there where it says InGen and the scoop in the front where it says Evolution, I mean, that's all plastic too. I mean, that's all, factory made. That's factory, like not like from Toyota. This is on a Toyota Tacoma. That's from the aftermarket company, and that's all, injection molded plastic and all that. But yeah, there's actually a lot of plastic under the hood. Not so much. Well, let me take that back. The stock upper intake, and I know you said you're not as familiar with cars, so I'll break it down a little bit. From the factory, when the air comes in, it goes through the throttle body, which is that little grayish white piece connected to the blue section there. Yeah, that throttle body, that's the little flapper valve where all the air comes into. On the stock truck, that entire upper intake is plastic. And it's a very, 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 very strong plastic, injection molded or however they do it. But it's plastic.
Is that hot air inside, or like very hot air, or?
So that being on the intake side, that is just air. That's just cold air. So inside that box that says InGen on it with that red stripe, that is the filter on the left hand side of the picture. The filter is in that box. So in that box right there. That's where the air initially comes in, gets filtered, make sure there's no particles in it, and it goes through that and into, and what it's attached to right there is actually the supercharger that I installed on top of my engine.
The right part here?
Well, that's the throttle body, and then you can see if you go to the right, there's a pulley there with 4 bolts on it. That's the drive pulley for a supercharger, which adds more air to the engine, more boom, more power.
Because it's so it's about,
basically, I haven't come out of my Fast and the Furious stage yet, and I'm just souping up my truck.
So it's if I remember well, it's about mixing the gas with air so that it reacts more, like have a better mixer, and the more air and the more,
right, and that's done down closer to the engine, and that is absolutely metal. So, so up there, so up on the intake side, most of the heat is coming from ambient heat. So you've got it's close to the engine, and that supercharger gets warm. So you've got the ambient heat in the engine bay, combined with the fact that I have a black truck, so that's absorbing a lot of heat. I also live in a desert, so during the summer, it gets even hotter. So that's the main thing with that I've found when you're printing something for under the hood, is it's not necessarily direct heat that will get you, it's sustained ambient heat just building up, because parts that are metal, steel, aluminum, they can dissipate their heat really quickly. One of the reasons it's really hard to weld aluminum is that it just dissipates its heat very quickly. Plastic, it tends to retain that heat. And it doesn't get rid of it faster than it's bringing it in, so then it just kind of turns into blobs.
Because that's the engine, just like a few inches away. That's the engine, right?
Sort of. Yeah, that's the supercharger. The engine is actually a lot further down in the engine bay.
Okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
so basically what that top part is, it's an air compressor. That's basically what it's doing, is it's compressing air to put more air into the engine, which
Okay.
also adds its own heat. For
Yeah.
any and gals in the chats, it is a Roots style charger that's running 7 psi of boost. I know, Nicholas, you might not understand a word of what I just said, but for
Yeah.
anybody in the chat, yes, it's 7 psi boost on a Roots style charger. And now my Toyota Tacoma has 324 horsepower to the rear wheels. So
324. I know that's a big number though. That
well,
I know.
from the factory, it was like 242. So
Okay. And just by allowing more air to reach the engine. So that's the modification you made, right?
yeah, I installed the supercharger, and actually that whole print came from air intake, that whole black InGen setup there, and I didn't take into account the fact that the supercharger kit moved the throttle body from the stock location. So the pipe that it came with to hook to the throttle body wouldn't work anymore.
Oh.
So
And what? So did you go through iterations, or was that
I
your
did.
first kit, or?
I did.
So what was, yeah, what was the iterations? What was the process to get to that?
Well, it's funny you should ask. So because I'm an engineer, I have a slideshow.
Oh, great.
I have pictures. Let me make sure I actually bring it up here.
Yeah, you should be able. There is a present button, and I think you should be able to share also.
All right, let me move this over to my computer here. Let's see if I can actually learn how to do this on the fly.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want a taco truck so bad. Kobo, you have to study head for that SC. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
SC is usually supercharger. You have to stud the heads. No, so to answer his question there, the kit is directly from Magnuson, and it's basically a direct bolt-on. I had the entire install done in 2 days in my garage.
Thank you.
So, and what material? So that S bend is actually printed with Polymaker's Polylite ABS. So,
okay, that's the heat resistance. Okay.
Share screen. Use 2 monitors. Yes. Don't show these tips again. Which one do I want to share? I want to share the screen that I'm not currently on. I've totally done this before. There we go.
Okay. Should be able to add that screen.
There it is. All right, so I'll just leave it in this mode so that we're not, because when I go into presentation mode, it goes both monitors for PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I really went at it. So I have a tablet, and I was taking pictures of where everything was, taking notes, making sure that, okay, I have to move this, or I have to keep this area clear, like down here. I have to make sure that I could still get to the oil dipstick down there.
That was, okay. Oh,
yeah. So I would put these images on my tablet and then just draw over them. So I was kind of drawing out what I needed, maybe put a connector hose there, trying to figure out how to do it with the least amount of material and still be able to have it hold up. I took pictures with the measuring tape. It's a little blurry here, but when you actually blow the picture up to actual size, that way on the tablet, I use a program where I could actually calibrate the size of the so that I tell it from here to here is 1 inch. I can then just draw what I need to draw and then measure how big that actually is. So I used a few different.
You also 3D model, right? You made all the models by yourself. Oh, okay.
Yes. I've been doing 3D modeling on and off. I mean, so in high school we did it with like Autodesk Inventor. Back way back in high school. I graduated high school in 2007, if anybody was wondering. but then now that I'm in school for mechanical engineering, I have access to SolidWorks, which is what I've been using.
Okay.
So then I start going in and I start getting a little more technical, making different sections, different angle, trying to measure the different angles. Because the one thing is over here, you can see I basically kept this as my pure vertical kind of axis.
Yeah.
So, or my reference point, I should say. So I had to find out what angle this throttle body was pointing down at relative to, you know, this reference here. So yeah, that's, you know, I started doing all that. So then what I do is I go into prototyping mode, and for that I was just using basic PLA, something that I didn't actually need to stay in. I didn't need it to be heat resistant, just get the dimensions right. So what I did is I designed it in sections. So I designed the full tube and then I just cut it up and saved it as different sections, and that way I could adjust it as necessary. So as you can see, when I put the two bend pieces in here, let me get rid of those lines. When I put the two bend pieces in, this this distance here, that's shorter than this middle piece that I had printed.
Okay.
And I also had these little wedge pieces here that were, it's kind of like a spacer, but it also just kind of tipped a little bit because there's a bit of a height difference. So I could print a couple of those, put them on either side. That way I wasn't actually reprinting the entire intake over and over and over, because these even took a long time to print, even with low infill and stuff.
And that I guess the main issue is because you didn't have the 3D model of the whole engine, so you had to rely on picture. But the problem is in 2D is not bad, but in
exactly 3D, there's a perspective problem.
Yeah.
Yes. So which is why I went this route. So I'm like, okay, the angle, the pitching, I got that one pretty good. But it was the center section that I had to do a little bit. So then I would, okay, that's obviously too short. So I went back, and even to save some filament, you can see right here, I didn't even print a full circle. I just print a half circle, but at the different length. So then once I know the lengths and I know exactly how it's going to fit, then I can put them together into the one solid chunk. I still had to split it in half to fit it on my print bed. But it was less than 4 or 5 pieces then.
I mean, that's so hard to because usually people have, like, like if they want a part for a printer, there's usually the 3D model of the printer, then they load that in their CAD, and then from that then they just do their connection. But for you didn't have any model, you rely just on pictures.
This is just me doing custom fabrication work with a 3D printer.
I knew it was possible, to be honest.
No, it's very possible. Wait till you see the project that I'm
well, like how many Oh, okay. I think sometimes your microphone is muting by itself.
Yeah, it's doing that. I'm trying to keep it from, but I'll talk a little bit slower. I know I talk very fast.
And okay. So how many, like in my mind, you had to print so many different, like to get the perfect one, or was it pretty easy? Like how many pieces did you print at the end?
The final piece was done in two pieces that were just epoxy.
I mean, like, sorry, how many iterations, like how many times you had to print those two angle plus the thing in the middle?
Those angles, I think the only reason I had to reprint one of them is because one of the prints failed. It's
really
broke or something. So the biggest part that I had to keep reprinting was that section, that center straight section. Everything else, I'm happy to say that I got right the first time. I say the first time with this version. There was a different version where the inside diameter of the tube was not correct, because you'll see in the final version, there is an airflow sensor that goes through there that the stock engine uses. And and just taking a break because I saw the comment there. I do not have a Twitch, by the way. I don't usually stream on social media or anything. I just sit back and keyboard warrior. Anyways, so there's an airflow sensor that goes through there, and that is programmed basically from Toyota for the stock intake tube from the stock engine. It's like a 3-ish inch diameter. So when you have air coming through, you've got, based on the velocity of the air coming through or the pressure of the air coming through, the computer knows how big the interior is. It knows how much air is coming into the engine. Well, I had originally designed it going straight from that huge inlet at the filter, which was like 5 inches in diameter, and then kind of tapering down to the throttle body, which is about 3¼ inches, something like that. But then I realized, like, oh wait, I need to keep that constant on the inside. So, and then you'll see, I've got some other pictures that will show the intake side where it just immediately just fillets right down to the 3-inch interior.
Is that a continuous shrinkage of the diameter, or did you
I made it regardless of the exterior dimensions. I kept the interior the same exact diameter as the stock intake tube. That way it wouldn't mess with the air intake sensor or anything.
Oh, and how about the path? Is that because airflow, I guess, if there's like a steep angle or something like this, you're going to lose some...
with this short of a tube, I'm not really that worried about about turbulence or anything. So the next one here, this is actually when I started printing it. This is my custom enclosure with my foam foot pad, insulation. I got a blower on the top, and I can turn it faster or slower to help control temperature.
Cool. So I was about to ask how you could have printed such a big ABS part. I guess you dealt with some issue with chamber temperature, etc.
Yeah, I've noticed that ABS likes to have a constant, heated area. And yes, and because ABS kind of stinks, the fume or the blower that I have at the top, it's actually connected to a dryer hose that I have to an adapter in the window. So I'm literally just venting right out the window.
Oh, great. Good.
So that way I'm not, stinking up the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is, the start of one. I think I printed, and this is one of the final prints. I think it was like 30 or 40% infill. I chose like the cubic subdivision pattern. I slice with Cura, and it's pretty strong. And I think there was a question earlier if it was PC. No, the white prototyping, that was just straight up PLA, just cheap stuff to use and get rid of, since that's not the official part. This for anybody who didn't hear me say it earlier, this blue material that I'm using is Polylite ABS.
Did you have any issue with shrinkage, the fact that PLA and ABS behave a little bit differently in terms of
shrinkage? Not so much. My biggest battle with ABS is absolutely just pulling off the plate, and that got fixed when I covered it in glue. So
okay, just glued everything in. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see, I mean, these prints were over a day each, because I was letting it go slow. I was letting it do its thing, or close to 24 hours each, I think. So let's see what else we got here. I threw this together in like 5 minutes yesterday. So
awesome.
Yeah, so here's, I did do a little bit of sanding. I was going to try an acetone smooth, and I'm like, nah, that's too much work. It's going to be under the hood. I'm going to paint it anyways. So so you can see right here, this is the opening that I printed for, that's where the air sensor goes. That's the one that took a lot of prototypes, because I didn't have the blueprint from Toyota on the spacing and the angles of the mounting screws. So I had to keep measuring with my calipers and adjusting, and I would print out just a piece with that hole in it, so that I could put it in, test it, screw it in, whatnot. If it was like a couple millimeters off, I'd have to move it over, reprint it. So that one took a while. But yeah, as you can see, eventually I just put the heat insert brass threads in there.
Right. Yeah, I was about to ask this. Like you already learned all these.
Oh yes, yes.
Right?
So yeah, I just JB welded it all together. I painted it with, for what it's worth, I used heat resistant paint. Little John, this is for the engine in my 2016 Toyota Tacoma. So the 3.5 liter V6 that is now supercharged. So yeah, I used a high heat paint. Again, for what it's worth, I don't know. And it's also worth noting that due to an issue that came up with another thing that I'm going to show you, not quite surviving the engine temperatures, or the engine bay temperatures, this is now also this intake tube, just as a precaution. It wasn't failing or anything, but just a precaution. It is now also wrapped in heat resistant tape, which is fiberglass with a foil coating on it. And that was just an extra thing. Like I said, being, I want to say the entire part thickness is something like almost not a half an inch, probably a 1/4 inch thick around the whole thing. So for those of you metric guys, it's 25 millimeters divided by 4, whatever that is. That's how thick it is. With 30 to 40% infill. So it's tough. One of the failed pieces of ABS, one of the ones that didn't quite print right, I took it outside just to test it, and I've got a concrete driveway. I just chucked it straight up in the air and let it hit the ground, and it just bounced and rolled and didn't. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So
actually, the inner diameter is like, why there is such a difference between the outer diameter and the inner diameter?
So right here, this is where it has to go into the filter, and because it's an aftermarket intake, and they're like, oh, bigger is better. They give you this big honking air filter. So I had to make the exterior of that big enough to actually fit in there so that the hose could clamp over it. And then at the other end here, I tapered it down so that I could actually get a silicone sleeve over it. So I mean, but for most of it, I kept it that thickness just because I knew that printed plastic, I wanted to have that little extra assurance that, okay, yeah, this part's thicker than, a normal injection molded piece. So it's going to hold up to it. But then, this one's a little blurry, but there you go. It's in the engine bay. You can see there's the supercharger for anybody wondering. It's not a GR engine for Little John. No, this is the stock 3.5, and I just purchased the supercharger kit from Magnuson, and it came with everything I needed to. No, they do not make a GR Tacoma. The only GR models that I'm aware of are, at least for the US, you've got the GR Supra, GR86, and the new GR Corolla, which is amazing. So
actually, Sebastian is saying that he didn't dare to print his replacement part out of ABS because he was afraid about all of this temperature issue. So Sebastian, that's actually the topic of today, is like what can be printed, what cannot be printed, but there is always risk of changing factory stuff, right?
Yes. There. And the reason I kind of went with ABS again, because this wasn't the first thing that I was printing, but with what I had, I just had the one Ender 3 V2. It can only go up to 260 degrees, and I know some nylons you can print at that low of a temperature. I did not directly measure it. I measured it based on the failures of some of my other prints. So,
did you?
But it does get toasty.
Did you actually put a replacement part that failed when you were driving, or?
So it wasn't an integral part, and actually, I believe that should be the next one. Yeah. So.
Okay.
So this was the second thing under the hood that I printed. Or 4 under the hood that I printed. The first thing, which is what actually made me get my ender in the first place was for an auxiliary fuse box. So
Yeah.
when I first got the truck and I was, adding stuff to it, my CB radio, my front light bar, all those other electricity, it was a brand new truck. I didn't want to just start cutting into the stock fuse boxes and wiring harnesses, splicing everything in. So I dug into my avionics background from the military, and I set up an entire auxiliary circuit. So, and that needed a box to hold the other fuses and relays. So I found a spot. I made it out of some scrap metal and boxes. But after a few years, it started to rust, starting to look like crap as I added more stuff to it. So I'm like, I'm going to print one. and I was fairly new to the 3D printing realm. Thank you, builders. Appreciate it. So I was like, okay, I hear ABS is kind of hard to work with. What can I use? And I landed on high temperature PLA. High temperature PLA with carbon fiber. So it was carbon fiber reinforced. And so I printed one right here. So the blue letters are actually PETG. But the box and the mount is actually the high temperature PLA carbon fiber.
Okay. Oh, it came out really well. Printing.
Yeah. So the cool part about this is that in the spring, just before I bought this in the spring of 2021, I was actually interning as an engineer at Toyota Production. At Toyota Production Engineering. So I was able to actually find and write down just the measurements for the mounting holes that I have here.
Okay.
So I was able to just say, okay, I found the actual CAD drawing. I mean, I had to leave it on their stuff because it's proprietary information, but I was at least able to sketch down, okay, these holes are exactly this far apart and they're at this angle compared to each other. And with that, I was able to make the mount to do that.
Some kind of brackets on the side, right?
So it's kind of hard to tell here, but there's this line right here.
Okay.
And up here, that's actually a tray that's bolted to the side of the engine bay, and then bolted down here. There's a little support leg, and this box is set in it and mounted to it.
Okay.
So there's a mounting foot, a tray, a box, a lid, and actually, in the next one, I'll show you what happened when. So it lasted through the winter, the fall. It was fine.
Okay.
As soon as summer hit, it got up to pretty much 120 degrees Fahrenheit here, which Celsius, that's 48, 49 degrees Celsius. Outside, it gets hot here. So this happened. So the box is warped. The support leg is warped. I guess you could call that warped. It's doing a little dance there. So then I'm like, oh, great, I have to reprint this. So I ended up redoing it with some ABS. I didn't have any more of the Polymaker ABS left because I used it all on the intake. But as you can see, so I printed it a little thicker. Reprinted. This is the tray piece. It's got two bolts that go through here, this hole and this hole. That holds it into the side of the engine bay. This foot, there's a little stud that will hold that. And now it's also covered in heat reflective tape.
And coming back a little bit on the PLA, because you were saying you were using a high temperature PLA. Most of the high temperature PLA you have to anneal the print. Were you aware of the annealing process? And even with that, it didn't work, or?
Well, so here's the thing. I assumed that the engine bay would anneal it for me.
Oh.
Because it's already hot.
Now it's a Neil, actually.
Yeah, now it's a Neil, but it's in this really artistic shape now. So
Yeah.
a lot of my stuff is just trial and error, and this was one of those.
Okay.
We'll call it an error.
It's learning. It's a great learning.
yeah, it's something to learn. So yeah, that's so that was the first project. The intake was the second, and the one I'm currently working on. All I have is right now it's the 3D render of it is right here. Now this kind of looks like an odd shape cover, but a lot of these things are connected. So because of the heat, and trying to help, I knew it was getting toasty on there, and trying to keep up with it. I don't have any pictures of it, but for those of you who've worked on their own cars before, cover your ears. I took an angle grinder to my hood of my daily driver vehicle. I cut a hole in it, and I actually put louver ventilation in it. Actual louvers that were wind tunnel tested for trucks for cooling, but I cut a hole in it. And the problem with that now, makes another problem, is that the hole is right over here, which means that if I have to park it outside in the rain or the snow, this pulley is exposed to the elements, which is where that second printer that I bought, the S1 Pro that can go up to 300 degrees comes in. Originally I was going to make this out of metal. Sounds like something an Aussie do. Yeah. There's a lot of similarities between Aussies and Americans and our cars. Originally, this was going to be made out of metal, which is where this render came from. I was going to design it for 14 gauge steel. A buddy of mine was going to cut it out with a CNC plasma cutter, but he's going to be a new father soon. So he's really busy. So instead of having him try to do this project for me and do everything else, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to make it out of nylon. So I'm currently in the process of redesigning it to be printed in plastic. So because this is just thin pieces, and this is just a screenshot, so I can't actually rotate it, but this is just really thin. So now I have to add features like fillets, thicken it up a little bit, add some other gussets in there, round off some of the corners. So this will be the next one, is this belt cover that will protect that pulley from anything coming in that vent while the truck is standing still, because obviously while it's driving, nothing's going in there.
So and is that the thing that is on the hood that like takes the air from, like...
Kind of, but so what you're thinking of is a scoop. And that would gather the air and throw it into the filter to go into the engine. What I have is what's called a louver, which is basically a vent, which what it does is when you're driving along and you got the air rushing into the front of your truck, it's kind of compressing into the engine bay a little bit. Not like really compressing, but it goes in and then it has to vent out somewhere. When you have a hole in your hood, it allows the air to come in the grill through the radiator, cool everything down, and then quickly escape. So it allows more air to start coming through. And then it also takes, I think it's the Bernoulli effect, comes over. I should know this as an engineer. Air coming over the hood helps draw that heat out. So I did it partially to help with cooling, and making sure everything stays cool. And let's be honest, mostly just because it looks pretty cool on the truck with with a vented hood on it. So so this is the one that I'm currently working on, and actually I've got this in prototype form right here.
Oh, actually it's much bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah. So there's duct tape because what I was doing, again, like what I did with the intake, I would print it in pieces so that I could adjust anything as necessary. So yeah, this is actually a physical representation of that picture. Was that with Dyson already, or is it PLA just to get the dimension? This is just PLA. I think it's eSun's PLA Plus. And So basically, the goal of this one was to make sure I got my measurements right.
Yeah.
Is that angle on that little foot? Is that angle right? Is this long enough to reach the other mounting point? I had to find random mounting points that didn't have a screw in them. So now that I've got that, as long as I keep those dimensions the same, I can modify the part as needed.
And it looks,
Yep.
I mean,
Test fitting.
Very, very thin, very, very weak. Is that
Yes? Well, that's because this one was originally designed to be made out of 14 gauge steel, which is like maybe 2 millimeters thick. But I'm currently in the process of redesigning it to be. I mean, the thickness isn't too bad. It's just like the little features on the inside corners and stuff. That needs to be beefed up a little bit. So yeah, it's, as you can see, there's a lot of different things. And now I didn't see any comments of it, but I haven't really been watching that as much. But sorry, yeah, I can stop sharing mine. That's the end of my thingy, my spiel. But I am aware of the concerns with chemical resistance with these different things. And I know ABS probably isn't the best in some situations, especially because there is it's called a PCV, I forget what it stands for, valve, where it takes it's a crankcase vent. And basically it recirculates some air for emission standards back into the intake from inside the engine. And that sometimes gets oil in it, motor oil. And there's a line for that actually hooks into the bottom of that intake tube. Where actually, so there was a part where I had a hole on the bottom of it. I actually had to take a metal 90-degree elbow and screw it. I actually tapped it because of the angle it was printing at. I didn't want to try to print threads. So I printed it thick and just tapped it with an actual tap. And then I just put a metal 90-degree hose attachment in there so that I could put the PCV valve on it. Or not the valve, the recirculator hose. So that is a concern for me, and I've been keeping an eye on it, but so far, hey, look, there it is. Thank you, Edge of 3D. Yes, positive crankcase ventilation. Yes, that's the one. So it hasn't affected it yet. It doesn't look like there's actually a lot going into it. But there's another. That's another advantage to 3D printing these parts, is that instead of having to just tap it, and I was able to get that little elbow piece, but the path that it takes is actually built into the wall of that part. So it's integrated pathways.
Do you know what are the usual plastic used? Because you said there's a lot of plastic part inside. Do you know what polymers they use usually? Because they were saying about PP and nylon, I think, in the chat. I think Little John was talking about that.
I know that I'm not sure what PP is, but I know PC, polycarbonate. That's obviously that's one of the big ones. That's really tough stuff. A lot of car parts are actually ABS, which was what made me look at it in the first place.
Okay, I know we also have a PC ABS, a blend, and we released PC ABS, PC PBT, and PCFR, a flame retardant polycarbonate, because we released them specifically for the automobile industry. So we have a partnership with Covestro. So Covestro are the large chemical company that provide the grades for car parts, and but because of 3D printing, the fact that it's not easy to print high temperature materials, then people still use like more ABS or try to have some like reinforced PLA or this type of thing. So
and then they find out the hard way that PLA will melt.
Yeah. But it's nice. And how, like, what's the time frame of such a project? Like, are we talking about half a year of iteration?
I mean, it depends on how many other distractions you have. So, having a house and going to doing school and working, it can be a little while. I actually haven't worked on that belt cover in a little while. Last night was the first time in a few weeks. The intake, it didn't. I want to say it was maybe a couple months, but that's because it was on and off. But once I actually started, from the time I started printing the pieces to the time I finally got the actual piece on the truck was maybe 2 weeks, maybe a little bit less. But that's, again, me just trying to find time to do it.
Oh, so that's much faster than I thought, because I thought this iteration, the fact that you don't have the actual 3D model and you have to test everything, that would take a lot of time.
Yeah, that 2 weeks, that was just when I actually was like, okay, I've already got the dimensions and I'm printing it. But yeah, if you count the prototyping phase with reprinting, that added probably another 2 months, maybe. Again, because it also, it got pushed to the side. Now, if that was the only thing that I was doing, then my speed would have only been limited by how fast the ender can print. Because at the time I didn't have two printers. I just had the one ender. That's it. So you start one 22-hour print, and then you gotta wait until you can start the next one.
Yeah. That's true. Great. What's what slicer do you use?
I use Cura.
Okay. Any reason, or is it the first
because that's just the one that I got started with. Again, Reddit.
Okay.
Start with that. I'm using an ender. I just went straight to that. At work, they mainly use Prusa because they have a bunch of Prusa printers there.
Okay.
I'm still trying to do it because the first time I tried to slice something in Prusa, it failed. It just stopped printing halfway through the print for some reason, and I don't know why. It still had filament, it's still going, but so, and then I just re-sliced it in Cura, something that I was familiar with, and it worked just like that. So
okay, how many printer do you manage there? How many Prusa do you
I don't manage them. I'm just an intern. So but there are how many printers and how many are actually working are two different numbers. Normally I think there's 3 Prusa, whatever those Mark IIIs are. And there's a few others that are in pieces, so I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what they are. But it's kind of a small area. It's not a huge print farm. We're not churning out pieces for production or anything. We're doing research. So.
Okay. Well, nice. Additive manufacturing research, or on another?
Yeah, field? It's that, or if another project somewhere in the lab needs a part and they don't need it machined out of metal, or they just need something quick. I mean, someone asked me to just make them a cup holder one time, so okay, here you go. Or no, it's a pen holder, not a cup holder. But hey, you want to
awesome
you want to buy it, you can get it. So so yeah, and that's great because before then all I knew was ender and Cura, and now I'm kind of expanding my knowledge base a little bit. So work is actually helping me or hindering me with my hobbies, because now it's making me buy more things for my hobbies. So
cool. Is there a dream printer that you would like something you have seen online and you're like, oh, I need that, or I wish I could have
yeah, but it doesn't do plastic.
Okay.
I've again, being an engineer and working with car stuff, I would love like an SLM, 3D metal printing, but that is just way too expensive, and I do not have enough room in my garage for that. Eventually I would like to try to get kind of like an SLS, SLA. The powder one, that's SLA, right? Or SLS?
The powder
one, where it's plastic powder.
Yeah, SLS.
SLS would be cool. I like that one just because you really don't need supports as much, so you don't have to sit there fighting with those tiny little clippers that Ender gives you. And actually, for some of my supports, I just hit it with an old combat knife and just But sometimes I go full caveman on my prints. It's not pretty. So yeah, something like that.
What are the main challenges that you encountered? So I know you were talking about warping with ABS. That was something you tried to solve. Any other things or?
No, the warping is the biggest thing, and then I learned the hard way what happens when your extruder gear gets worn out, and you get all that under extrusion, and you pick up your print and it just crumbles in your hand.
Did you have to modify some of your printer, like change the nozzle, change the
so I didn't. Well, didn't have. Well, okay, I had to when it broke. So when I was printing the intake tube, Pureblood. Yes, I do want CNC stuff too, Pureblood. When I was printing that, it was a stock Ender setup, so it was indirect drive, the Bowden tube setup, stock. I had changed, well, not for the intake, but for the fuse box, I did change to a hardened nozzle with a 0.6 millimeter diameter. But now my Ender, the 3V2 has Creality's Spider hot end on it, which is an all metal hot end. I like that. It was a little bit longer than the stock one, so I actually, that shroud that I have is actually basically Ender 3 size, and it uses the stock fans. I tried a few other things and I didn't like them, but my stock one had broken, so I did have to modify that and move it down like 3 to 5 millimeters or something like that, because the Spider hot end was longer. So I had to actually move that, and then I had to adjust the Z stop on the axis. But other than that, over a stock 3V2, it's got the magnetic print bed with the PEI coated spring steel, which I still have to put glue on. It's got the stiffer yellow bed springs on it. And I think that's it. And I run Octopi, so I can do things remotely and stuff.
Easier, more convenient.
And I'm working on setting it up for the second enclosure, working on a control box. I actually have another Pi that has a touch screen on it so that I can get to the web interface right there at the printer, because it's not in the same room as my computer. It's in the other bedroom. So so when you're using Octopi and you have to cancel a print, you actually have to stop it from the computer or log in on your phone or something. So I have a touch screen that it's just running standard Raspbian operating system. I just web interface in right there. So yeah, it's, again, like I said, I can go really deep into this, and a lot of the prints that I've made are actually just more stuff for the printers, and obviously benchies.
Benches. No one escaped the benches. And you print. Is there any project that you have done outside of the car? Is there some stuff like, I don't know, now that you have a 3D printer, the whole family asks you to print some stuff?
Funny enough, the lady that was cutting my hair today asked me about something. She wants like a rose centerpiece. I've made a jewelry holder for my wife. It's made out of gold silk PLA, and it's printed like honeycomb in the hex pattern and everything. So that was pretty cool. I've printed parts for a painting. Like I was trying to paint some stuff, and I was like trying to find the right thing to use as a stencil, and then it hit me. I'm like, I have a printer.
I can just
I just make my own stencil in SolidWorks and print it out. And there's a few other projects, bits and pieces here and there, but the majority of my prints are always something functional. It's a part for something. It's not like a look good piece.
Great.
So it's usually when I just need something made and I don't feel like buying it on Amazon or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, cars, 3D printing, painting. You do have a lot of hobby.
There's a few.
Awesome. So maybe as a last question, as you know, you're into 3D printing for about a year now. I guess you still have great advice for people that want to get into 3D printing. Maybe we can finish with some advice from you on how to start 3D printing and what to, you know, learn first, maybe, or
Yeah.
some courses online.
So I'm gonna say that it's a learning curve. It's absolutely a learning curve. You're gonna have failed prints. You're gonna accidentally have your nozzle start carving the first layer into your print bed instead of laying down. Yeah, brand new S1 Pro and just tore up that bed. Anyway, that was my first dive into automatic bed leveling. That didn't automatically bed level. So be patient. Absolutely be patient. Know that you're going to screw up. Expect to screw up. Do the research. I would say, and I don't mean this to be super critical, but a lot of what I see online, it's the same questions over and over and over and over. It's like, did you Google this first? There's a lot of great guides out there, and the 3D printing community is great. They'll help you out. They might be a little cynical about it sometimes because they've heard that question 1,000 times over and over. Level your bed, level your bed, level your bed. So stick with it. Expect to fail. Learn from the mistakes. And also, I mean, this is just me doing practical prints. Stop chasing the perfect first layer. If it sticks to the bed, it's good enough. If you got some thin spots, whatever, it will print. So, I mean, if it starts lifting off, yeah, then you got problems. But you don't need to have that perfect first layer every time. Like even with my 3V2, there's been times where I haven't leveled it for 2 weeks. You know, and I've thrown print, and it takes about 2 weeks before I have to level it again. You don't need to level it every time, depending on how long the print was too. You know, how many times you had to restart it, take the bed off. But I have taken the bed off cold. You know, I'd start heating it up, take the bed off, you know, go rinse the old glue off, new glue on, throw the bed on, start printing, and it's right there. Because you know, it's you know, that you got some thick spots, some thin spots, whatever. No grinding, but thankfully. But it's so many people drive themselves insane trying to chase perfection with a print, and they forget to actually just enjoy the fact that they're making something practically out of nothing.
Yeah. That's beautiful technology, and it's sort of sometimes it scare people away. So it's great to see, you know, more and more people getting into that, giving some advice, saying that, you know, it is not that much of a hard technology, especially nowadays. So,
it's becoming a lot more accessible, and with free CAD stuff, 3D printing it's getting a whole nother group of people, another group of younger people into engineering and computer design, and we need more people like that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Nate, thank you so much for sharing about your project, your experience into 3D printing. I'm really looking forward to seeing more projects on Discord. I hope you will share.
I'll start sharing some more stuff.
Amazing.
And so anybody that was, you know, again, I'm not used to streaming, so I'm like ignoring the chat over here. But if anybody has questions, I am in Polymaker's Discord. So at Space Nerd 45, I'm there. So yeah, feel free to ask questions. If I don't get back to you, just realize I'm coming up on finals week. So so it's still a few weeks away, but you know, we're coming up on the break and other tests. So but yeah, I love talking to people about this, as you can tell. So
awesome. Yeah, definitely. So there will be people coming asking questions. I mean, this project is really really impressive, actually.
Thank you.
It's great that I wasn't expecting the PPT, but it was amazing to go through the process. Really impressive. So thank you for sharing all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And just everybody keep in mind, I am still learning too. I am smart enough to know that I don't know everything. So if I say something wrong, hey, I think this might be the right answer. So
yeah, we're all learning, and
Yeah.
and what the Discord is about, everyone sharing with each other. Awesome. So thank you again, Nate, and I hope we'll see each other again on another stream, maybe for another awesome project
Sure.
that you will be doing. Awesome.
I guess I got to one up myself, huh?
Amazing.
But,
Awesome.
So yeah, all right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Nate, and have a good evening, I believe, on your
Yes,
side.
evening. Yes.
Awesome. Have a good evening. Thank you,
Thanks.
Nate. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. And we just have a raid. So we actually we were talking with Nate on his project. So we were talking about the project that he has done on Discord, and then we went into actually the whole process of that project. That was just amazing. Let me just write these. Awesome. So, hey, Subsector 3D, thank you so much for the raid. How was the stream? Like I said, we just finished a discussion with Nate, and let me share again the project that he was working on. He was working on, and I did actually learn a little bit more about what's happening under the hood. So let me see if I understood everything properly. So basically, you have I believe this is where the air come in, and then you have a filter here, and then it's going through this air intake, and then he installed a super compressor, I think. So it's basically to add more air in the engine in order to have more power. So that was the idea of the modification. So to have more power to the engine, and I was like, I didn't know you could. I thought the condition under the hood was so not 3D printing material friendly that I thought you could not print much stuff. But actually, not really. If you really understand how things work, obviously, don't put the plastic part straight into the engine. I guess it's full metal inside, but that part will actually, or I guess, as far as of now, it has been working. It has been working well. So this is Polylight ABS, and the impressive part that we went through. I just give a quick summary to the people that just joined from Subsector 3D. And so the material was Polylight ABS. So he went through ABS. He did the prototyping in PLA, and then he went to ABS for the actual functional part. Why the prototyping? Because he didn't have any CAD parts. So basically, he went through just taking different pictures, and then trying to figure out the dimension and everything. So to be honest, I have no ideas how it was possible. I thought it was not possible if you don't have the CAD, or you would have to print a lot of parts because they would never fit. But yeah, and he's been in 3D printing for a year or less than a year. So everything is possible, guys. And that was the idea of today, showing that 3D printing is first an amazing technology. You can print functional part. You know how amazed I am with all the functional thing you can do with 3D printing. And I'm so happy that Nate came today to talk about his project. And I'm pretty sure, he has other projects in the pipeline. So I'm really, really happy that, or excited that we'll talk about this type of project in some other stream. So how is everyone doing? Let me welcome some of the people. K2, yeah, supercharger. Oh, supercharger. What did I say? Super compressor. Yeah, maybe supercharger. Sorry, my vocabulary under the hood is limited to the engine, I guess. Nothing else. Subsector 3, it was fantastic. I overdid it on Polymaker giveaway for everyone. Thank you for all your support. Amazing. I joined your stream just before I went live, and you had like a pile of Polymaker product. Did you just receive a shipment?
if you just receive a shipment, it means a lot of projects are coming, right? Is that correct? MadCat USA, I've got a brand new spool of filament here, and I'm going stabby on the bag. By the way, we have a new design that is coming for that filament. So we have like that cute panda that is coming. So you won't be able to stab the bag anymore. You won't be able. Just got my first ever roll of Polymaker today. Oh, awesome. Is there anyone in the chat that has never printed with Polymaker? And by the way, we do still have the giveaway going on. So don't forget to be awesome in the chat, and you will participate to the draw. Little John, you haven't? That would be me. Okay, Prime Welder, never printed, never tried. Samuel also never tried. I have not printed. Okay, Think Live also never printed with Polymaker filament. I want to raise my hand, but I can't. What is Polymaker? What is Polymaker filament? And that was actually out of interest. I also asked Nate about how he discovered Polymaker, right? Because I wish one day Polymaker is going to be a big brand. He said, he mentioned Hatchbox and Eason as a big brand. I hope one day Polymaker will be mentioned as the big brand. But the good thing is that he was attracted by the Carbo spool, which is a change we have done more than a year ago. And actually, let me show you something. Because that certificate is from all of us. Look at that. Let me show you something. Look at this. This is all of us, guys. So we are now a privileged and distinguished partner of One Tree Planted. So as you know, the whole Polyterra series, the Polyterra PLA and the Polyterra PLA Plus, we are planting a tree for every spool sold, right? And as of last month, we have planted more than 300,000 trees. How amazing is that? And look at that. You changed the world. That's all of us. All of you in the chat, everyone. That's how we change the world. And we want to keep that direction. We are in an industry that is just starting. We're a very young industry compared to, most industry on the market. So it's our responsibility to start on a sustainable path, not growing at an incredible rate, and then 20 years from now start thinking, oh, maybe we should start thinking being more sustainable. No, it's from right now. We have to find a solution and base our growth on a sustainable route. That's just 1 year. Yeah, that's actually more than 1 year. I would say I think that's 1 year and a half. 1 year and a half, a bit more than 1 year and a half. 300,000 spools. Can you imagine that? And we are expecting to reach 500,000 in beginning of next year, and 1 million tree. We hope that we can reach 1 million tree by the end of next year. That would be amazing. And we are planting like we promised. We promised that we are planting the spool as close as where it was purchased. So if you live in Australia, we have project in Australia. We are going to plant the tree there. If you live in Europe, we are going to plant in Europe. If you live wherever you live, we are going to plant as close as we can from where you are. So that's really impacting your environment. And I'm so happy that we received that certification, because before, I don't know if there is some threshold or something, but we didn't have that certification. But I'm happy we have it, because I know that some people were a bit doubtful, and that's completely normal, that we may or may not plant the tree, right? It's normal that sometimes you doubt that is that company really doing what they say they are doing. So now I'm so happy that we have an actual certification from Tree Planted. So this is a big association, One Tree Planted, and I think, I studied different association before choosing them, and I'm very proud to have started the project with them. So again, thank you everyone. That's an achievement that you guys have done.
and I'm looking forward to more changes and more changes that we can do to the world. And we are working on something related to ocean, how to the big issue of wasted plastic in the ocean. So we are working on building a project on this. So we'll be able to do something on Earth and something on the ocean. I mean, on Earth, on continental Earth. What country buy the most filament? Yeah, that's the thing. We are, there is some sensitive information on, because you can associate one spool to one tree, so you basically know how much we sell and where. So there is some sensitive information. We do list out all the project that we have supported, but we won't give the actual trees that are being planted in exactly each region, because that would give a lot of information on how our business is structured. But that's already, 300,000 trees. I mean, I could not have thought that we could plant that many trees. And next year, when we reach the million, we are planning to send the Polymaker team and go and plant the millionth tree. So that's going to be amazing. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to next year. Recycling ocean plastic for filament. More beta prints from YouTube. Actually, there is some companies that are already doing that. They are using fish nets that are just floating on the ocean, and they are recycling this into PET filament. So that's something we could work on, but the project we are working on is different. Silverback, you're still not home yet? No, unfortunately, I'm still locked in Taiwan. But if my test is negative tomorrow, I will be flying on Friday, finally. And then I will have my other quarantine in China. But anyway, I will be closer and closer to my family. Fishy Filament in the UK are doing that. Yeah, I remember there is company doing that. Thank you, Little John, for sharing the name of the filament. Yeah, Stephen, every spool of Polyterra PLA plants one tree. So you can easily make the correlation. You can plant the 1 millionth tree at my house. Yeah, I mean we'll find out which project we're gonna go. It will be just a logistic question, right? We're most likely not going to go in middle of Australia. That might not be logistic wise, might be hard to go there and plant the tree. But we did plant a lot of tree actually in Australia. Printed Vision, how are you? Have you received the spool yet? I've seen the logistic team working on your case, so hopefully you'll get them soon. Not yet. Okay, so they're working on it. I don't know why I send you the tracking number, right? There is some issue, but I'm not sure what's happening. But they're working on it, so no worries. The Polyterra planted tree, I've got 10 trees then. Yeah, every Polyterra PLA or Polyterra PLA Plus, when you receive the spool, there should be a sticker. Actually, you will see. If you want to know if your spool is planting a tree, you should be able to see if you go like Polyterra PLA, for example, here, you see there is this product plants a tree. If there is this sticker on your spool, how many spool you have in your home, that's the number of tree you have planted. So let me know how many trees have you got planted so far? Polyterra and Polyterra PLA Plus also have it. We have 2 products and also the large spool. The large spool, so we have the 3 kg spool are also planting a tree. So every single spool with that sticker is planting a tree, and that's how we get to that many trees. I've got at least 10 planted, then probably closer to 15. That's amazing. 20 kg tree planted. Okay, 20 trees from Little John, 15 trees from Mad Cat USA, 30 trees for Mr. Rig. Yeah, I mean, you guys are amazing. You guys are really amazing. I hope you are also enjoying the materials. Like we discussed last time, we put a lot of effort in developing this new PLA formula. So I'm glad you enjoy.
Awesome. One of the reasons I first tried Polyterra, then I fell in love with it. It's one of my favorite go-tos. Yeah, amazing. I mean, you guys should. Maybe at some point I will explain a little bit the story once, because we have to protect a little bit some of the work we have done on the formula, etc. But someday I will explain the story behind the development of this Polyterra PLA. It's quite an amazing story. Okay, so how about there is some pretty amazing print that I've seen over the last few days or even weeks, and I just wanna go through it and share with all of you this all the amazing project that you have been doing. I was so amazed, and I want to do a little bit more of what we did today. I'm not sure what did you think about what we did today, like inviting someone and then talking about the project, because I mean we have some great project there, and then this amazing. I mean this we're gonna talk about this one. This is amazing. There is so many amazing project there, and then I'm thinking, how about we just invite people? You know, every week we just invite someone from the community, and then just learn a little bit about his or her background on 3D printing, and then you know how he came to print this. So for example, here we have what is that? Deathwatch helmet from Galactic Armory, printed in Galaxy Dark Blue. How beautiful is this? I mean, even like usually you have some kind of layer issue, layer inconsistency, or maybe some stringing, or maybe, I mean, look at that. Where there's supposed to be support here. Why we cannot even see like some trace of support? I mean, let me zoom in. That's impossible. Let me check. I mean, that's definitely FDM, right? But look at that. There's supposed to be support, right? But it's so clean. Look at how clean it is. Look at that. I mean, I cannot see. I mean, am I overdoing it? Or I mean, I shouldn't be the only one that said here there's supposed to be a little bit of string between these. Who printed that? Who printed that? Jason. How beautiful is that? This is amazing. Jason, amazing print. This message undermine has Cinderling. I printing and painting today, but I was not even use gifted filament that wasn't Polymaker. Just posted my space potato first print with my mini and Polymaker filament. Oh, first print with Polymaker filament. Let me see. How did it come out? Is that this one? Oh, pretty good. So you have let me read a little bit. First print with my rehomed mini and first time using yellow PLA Pro. Ooh, nice. How do you like the yellow? Some people say it's not really yellow. It's like a little bit of what do they say? Like a sunrise yellow, or like a yellowish orangish thingy. What do you think about the yellow? I mean, it's pretty good. You had maybe there is one. Let me. Is it on my screen or? Why it's always opening here? Don't open here. Open here. Here. Okay. Oh no, it was actually on my screen. There's no layer issue because I have some kind of black line on my screen. That's a pretty good one. Is that the one for the loyal Christmas drive? Is that this? Thank you so much for participating to this project. I mean, I'm pretty sure how many of you are printing toys, whether it's the Christmas print drive or whether it is the Toys for Tots. I'm pretty sure there's more than half of you that are printing toys, which is huge. I mean, I don't know how many toys. I've heard thousands of toys that are being printed, like thousands. Like even we were talking about Astroprint. Astroprint himself, like just him, is already over 1,000. Yeah, look at that. Mad Cat USA, 24/7 printing toys. Silverback, 40 toys that has been sent out. Yeah. So this is part of the Christmas drive. I think I recognize that model. I wrote you a message and you never reply. Oh, did I? Custom creation. I'm so sorry. I do have, for some reason, recently I received a huge amount of message, which is great because there is more and more project to support. But the problem is I haven't, I still haven't grown my team. But I will never ignore any message. I will only reply late. I have never ignored any message. Only reply late. So please know that I will never ignore any message. I mean, I'm sometimes answer message like months after, so I maybe it can be considered as ignore, but I will answer at some point. Astro Printer is still there actually. Totals for all makers to date. What? 67,000 toys? Oh, is that the whole Toys for Tots, right? Like not the printed one, right? Like, because Toys for Tots is a huge Toys for Tots like also gather toys from big toy stores, and then they gather the toys from the store. So the stores, they have printed. Total for all makers to date is 67 toys. Oh, printed. So printed 67,000. 37,000. Well, still, I thought it was 37,000. Is that to date, or is that an estimation of what will it be this year? 37. I mean, I thought it was like, to be honest, I thought it was like 10,000 or 12,000, a little bit over 10,000. 37,000, but where does that come from? I mean, you saw on the chat, like we have 40 toys, 15 toys, and then who else? 50 toys, 80 toys, and what else? 200 toys. I mean, even if we keep adding 40, 50, 200, 15, 10, like how many people to reach 37,000? That's to date. Our goal is, look at that. Our goal is 75,000, all printed by makers. Oh my God. Me and Paisley should be adding around 300 to 500 toys. What is this for the loyal Christmas drive? Yeah. This is for the Christmas drive. So there is two big projects going on: the Toys for Tots and the Christmas drive. And they have a bunch of models. Toys for Tots have some models. Loyal have some models. And then last year we reached 69,000. I mean, I guess I didn't really have that in my mind. I thought it. I didn't know it was that big, to be honest. That makes me really happy. Makes me really happy. It's so amazing, and I think people don't realize how big is this. Like, who of you knew that it was around that number? Like the goal of this year was 75,000, and we are already over half of it. I'm sure I'm not the only one that have that number completely wrong. Like 10,000 or a little bit over 10,000. Make-A-Deck will have thousands. Yeah, that's amazing. You guys are amazing. The 3D printing community will won't stop being amazing. What else do we have? Oh, we actually have some more here. So that's from Custom Creation. Oh, is that a sealed filament? That's beautiful. So we have so this, I believe this is from the Christmas print drive. Pretty nice as well. Let me add this to know that I checked it. That's amazing. My favorite model is this one. I like the space model and the theme. The theme is space for the Christmas print drive. I don't know for Toys for Tots. Is there what are the models for Toys for Tots? Oh yeah, the trucks and What else there is? Where can we check the models for Toys for Tots? I guess Toys for Tots. Toys for Tots. What are the models? I think there's a truck that I've seen. I've seen a lot of trucks. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Little John. I know the model from the Christmas sprint drive. What models do you have for? Okay, let's check. 69,000 toys. That was last year. Okay, so we have. Oh yeah. We have that crocodile that Paisley's is printing with different colors. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the one I knew. Okay, there is a truck, a train, a truck. Oh, this is from the 3D printing professor, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's what? I didn't see much of these. These are amazing. I didn't see much of these. Why? Toys for what's the hashtag? What's the how can we see what people are doing? What's the hashtag? We should have a hashtag so that we can easily see what are all the stuff that has been printed. Toys for Tots. Yeah, but that's not the printing. We should have some kind of hashtag that we can easily check. Gyps and the Gator. Hashtag Polymaker. Yeah, but hashtag Polymaker, is that gonna give? If I check Polymaker, I think it's gonna give. Let me check. No, that's. Yeah, I don't think that there should be some kind of hashtag where we can hashtag TFT. Yeah, no, we should have some kind of printed TFT or something like this, and then we can easily go through all the awesome stuff. Try make a deck for T4T, make a deck T4T, make a deck T4T. Oh, make a deck T4T. No, there's nothing. Hashtag Toys for Tots. Yeah, I tried already. Hashtag Toys for Tots. Yeah, we cannot see all the prints. Yeah, anyway, I wish there is maybe for next year some kind of hashtag we can easily see all the prints. But I guess I'll just go through this one. We have something from Silverback. What is this? We have a rainbow Christmas tree, and then we have a snowman. We have Santa Claus. I really like the prints that you don't need the support. That's a quick and nice print. And I'm really looking forward to the Polymaker Rainbow. Polymaker Rainbow dual color, and it's arriving soon. December. Dual color for December, rainbow for February, if I remember well. Look at this. What's the English name? You have Charmander, and then what's the English name of this guy? Don't remember. And oh, I know this one. What's the English name of this guy? Charizard. I cheated. I look at the chat. And how about this guy? Charmeleon. Okay. Yeah, I grew up with the French names, so I have no ideas. But yeah, so all of these. Do you think? Let me know. Do you think it's printed or do you think it's painted? Look at the eyes. Do you think it's painted or do you think it's printed? Tick tock. Printed or painted? MMU or MM paint? MMU or MM painted? Okay. Prime Welder says painted. Printed, painted, MMU. Okay, so 50-50. printed, painted, printed, painted. Okay, exactly 50-50. So all of this is printed. Even the eyes is printed. I asked him. So this is infinite. This is 3D dimension from France. And even look at that. Even the eyes is printed. Yeah, exactly, on the Bambu Lab. How crazy is that? I also thought, I told him when he asked me the question, because he asked me exactly the question. He asked me, do you think it's printed or do you think it's painted? And then I say, most likely the big one are printed, but the eyes are definitely painted. But not at all. This is literally black with some white, and I think there is some blue, the same blue as this one, I think, and the white, black, blue, at different positions. Even the teeth here is printed. Even the how do you call that in English? The claws. How do you pronounce that? The clothes? The clothes is what you wear, right? Claws. The claws. Even the claws are printed. Look at that. I mean, it's amazing. So let me tell you the story of this guy. So he is on. Let me go. He tried many MMUs, and he couldn't because he. Let me show you his project. 3D. I think it's 3D dimension. 3 dimension. Well, let me check. He's blah blah blah. En 3 dimensions. Oh yeah. Sorry. En 3 dimensions. Yeah, there you go. So that's okay. That's what he's doing. And look at that. So before he was painting everything. So this is painting. Okay, and he wants to print the 151 Pokemon, basically the real Pokemon, right? And he tried a lot of MNUs. By the way, I'm a big fan of Naruto, and he printed all the Biju, the Biju, the I don't know if you have an English name for the Biju, but that's the monster in the nine tail, the one tail, etc. The monster in Naruto, and Naruto is my top of the top. Like you have Chris Perillo with Star Wars, you have Subsector 3D with Star Trek. Then for me, it's for Naruto for sure. Like by far, Naruto has been leading my life. Anyway, so he tried and he was printing all the Pokemon and all articulated. Yeah, Kumara? No, it should be Kuruma, I think. Kumara. And then you have all of the articulated prints. Yeah, One Punch Man. Okay, but I mean, One Punch Man is amazing, but Naruto is the universe of Naruto is way better and way more worked. And I could do a whole stream on just talking about how Naruto is amazing. But anyway, so that's all the Pokemon. Look at that, all articulated, all the 151, and he hasn't finished. Like he's barely at half, and then he had to paint everything, and then he was like, oh, I need to find a way that I could not spend so much time painting, but just print directly the final Pokemon. So he tried a lot of things. By the way, this is all our Polytera before the muted color came out. But yeah, so you can see all of this. And then he tried the Prusa MMU. He tried the another MMU, which I don't remember the name. He tried the palette. He tried the palette Pro. And he tried something else, and none of them were good enough. So, and he wanted the Bambu, and he finally received the Bambu, and then he was just completely amazed by what the Bambu could do. Look at this. This is printed. Like if you go like this, you know, like, okay, he painted the eyes, is nice. And then you zoom in, this is printed in white, this is printed in black. The small white here, look at that. There is small white here. That's printed. How? I mean, I don't know. I just find it. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So he has this, and then every time he finish one, then he just. So he still have a lot of them to do, but look at that. Look at how it came out. Even the tail. You know, the flame in the tail is just. Look. That's the proof. That's the proof that it's printed, right? Because it's in the time lapse. Okay. So if there is any of you that was doubtful whether it was printing or painted, then here's the answer. This is literally the time lapse. So obviously he didn't have time to paint. So yeah, I'm amazed. This printer is amazing. So anyway, he has tried a couple of MMU, a couple of how do you call that? A couple of solution in order to multicolor print, and his best solution was by far the Bambu Lab. So the Bambu Lab is kind of an MMU, but with a slightly different technology, is that they cut the filament, right? So if you're using a Prusa MMU, they are retracting the filament and then they put the other one. The difference is that in the Bambu, and that's a big difference. The difference is that the Bambu is that before changing the filament, they cut it. Like they retract a little bit, or maybe they don't even retract. I don't know. But one of the key difference is that they cut it. They cut the filament. That no other MMU, as far as I know, no other MMU is cutting the filament. Okay, so that does create more waste. Like you can see the printer poo, like they call them, like the Bambu guy, they call it the printer poo. But that's the big difference. All of the EV evolution are from Buddy 3D. Depending on which one. These one are from another designer, which EV Cute version. Yeah, well, from this one. From this guy. So he is the one from Buddy 3D. I don't know if he has some different name, but he is the one designing all of this. And you can see the EV evolution here. And he has been designing more and more for 3D printing, which means you don't need support. Like, can you imagine printing this guy? How cute is this guy? How well designed? And then how many colors? One, red, orange, beige, blue and blue, or let's say it's two different blue. So blue, white, and black. Okay, so we have 7 colors on this print. And his goal, I mean, you could use the same blue here and here. And his goal is to have the double MMU on the Bambu. The double MMU on the Bambu will allow you to have 8 colors. And if you have 8 colors, then most likely you'll be able to print most of the Pokemon, or even any print has rarely more than 8 colors. Look at one. This one has 1, 2, 3. I mean, this one only have 3 colors. If you want like a more gray and a more white, then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. But send me a link of a print that has more than 8 colors. Send me a link of a print that has more than 8 colors. Even this one, let's say this one. White, beige, blue, green, one type of red, a second type of red, a kind of pink, and black. 7 colors. Even this one only have 7 colors. My Bambu is arriving tomorrow. I should invest in a second MMU. Yeah, if you have 2 MMS, or how do they call that? AMS. If you have 2 AMS, plus that there is a small hardware to connect them, then that printer can literally print everything. I don't think there is any print that has more than 8 colors. Very rare. Oh, Little John just sent something. Let's see if it's a print that has more than 8 colors. Is that what you sent? Oh, you mean that's the print? Well, yeah. I mean, okay. Eight solid colors, right? We're not talking about the color mixing. If you have a color mixing, then you have an infinite amount of colors, kind of. But like more this type. I mean, it's very hard. Even this guy looks like there is a lot of colors, but at the end there is less than 8. This guy, less than 8 colors. And that's the reason why we have released that many colors. Is because now that you have access to this type of technology, the type of technology where you can assemble many different colors in order to print, then with that range of color, you can make pretty much everything. Like pretty much everything. Look at these. You know, the pink, we have the pink here. Maybe this one. If you want like brighter, not matte color, we even released even more colors for the Polylight PLA. All of these, you have whatever is needed. Let's have a try. Here we have the flower. There is some light pink and some brighter pink. So we have a light pink and maybe magenta as the other pink, or we have the wine red. And then we have different shade. We have 1, 2, 3 shade of green. 3 shade of green. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 shade of green. So, I mean, I understand why the community is asking for so many colors, because you now have access to technologies that can use that amount of colors. Alex Webley, palette 2 is 8. Yeah. So, like I said, he used the palette 2 as he's testing for all the different colors, and unfortunately it was not working that well, so that's why he couldn't use that. I just printed a Mega Man action figure and need his head multicolored, so I'm testing Mega Mole head out with 4 colors. Mega Mole, who is Mega Mole? Mega Mole head. This is Mega Mole. Oh, it's a cube. Oh, Mega Man. Sorry. oh, Mega Man. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you see, even Mega Man. One like beige, black, green, white, silver. 1 shade of blue, 2 shade of blue, and red. Oh, so this head has exactly 8 colors. So even this head has 8 colors. Yeah, I'm telling you, 8 colors is magic number. 8 colors, you should be able to print 4 shade of blue. Where did you see 4 shade of blue? Beige, black, green, white, silver, 1 shade of blue, 2 shade of blue, and red. No, I think yeah, 8 colors. Yeah, 8 magic colors. What MMU printer are people using? The Bambu. So this guy, after testing, I think 3 or 4 solutions, he ended up on the Bambu. The lightning effect. Oh yeah, but without the lightning effect, Little John. The lightning effect is gonna be done like because of the realistic way of. Yes, it's gonna be sky blue, wood, white, and I will paint the black eyes. Yeah, 4 shade of blue. There was a question a little bit before. Custom creation. Do you have true CMYK colors? I need them for Earth project. True CMYK. I don't know what would be true CMYK, but let's see if we can have a CMYK. In Polylight PLA or Polyterra? Let's say Polylight PLA. C is cyan. Okay, this is cyan, so that's basically the teal or the light blue, right? That's cyan. Oh, sorry. This is cyan. I guess this is cyan, right? Let's check. Yeah. So we have cyan. M is magenta. We have magenta here. CMY. Y is yellow. Yeah, you have this yellow, or this yellow. Maybe this yellow is more of a yellow. So CMY. And what's the key? The key is white or black? Well, the key is either black or white. So black here or white here, depending on what key you want. And clear, well, maybe natural. Yeah, I don't know why you would need clear, but yeah. So yeah, I guess yes. The biggest difference in Bamboo are AMS. There's other MMU is that the Bamboo poop. There's Purge Tower on the build plate. Alex Waverly, I think that's not the biggest difference. The biggest difference is that the Bamboo is cutting the filament compared to other MMU. No MMU is cutting the filament. The Purge is the same for both. They both technology purge the filament. It's just that one is purging doing a tower and the other one is purging doing some poo outside. But it's the same. But the big difference is one cut the filament, one doesn't. Pallets cut, but the pallets is not an MMU. The pallets is splicing the filament together, so it's different. For 3D model rather than 2D tire printing, CMYK for lithopan. The key is black. Yeah. So I guess that should be fine. Astro Printer, I believe there is 16 color AMS expansion for the Bamboo. Yeah. So the Bamboo is going to come with a hardware that can connect 4 AMS together. But I mean, 16 colors. I mean, who needs 16 colors? Like I said, find me a model with more than 8 colors. Like find me any models that more than 8 colors. It's hard. I'm telling you, it's hard. 8 colors is a lot. Like not like the multicolor, like mixing colors together and stuff, right? Custom creation only in PLA. Yeah, I believe we only have. I mean, we can have a look at the PETG, but I believe CMYK. Oh, yeah, maybe C cyan, M magenta, Y yellow, K black. So yeah, and you also have PETG. You also have the clear. So you can also do CMYK in PETG, and then ABS. C. You have two choice for C. M, we don't have M. We don't have magenta. And Y, and then K. Yeah, so for ABS, unfortunately, we don't have the magenta. And then for ASA, either, we don't have the magenta. So you will only be able to do a CMYK with Polylight PETG, Polylight PLA, and Polytera PLA, I believe. And maybe the silk. With the new silk that we're going to release, you will even be able to do a CMYK with the silk colors. Not to myself. Model a 10-color print for Polymaker. I mean, yeah, it's except if on purpose you are putting a rainbow in the model of the print with 7 colors, and then like if you purposely want to use more than 8 colors, then I guess yeah, you can come up with some nice idea. But like finding models somewhere that has more than 8 colors, I think is going to be hard. After it retracts, then it cuts the filament to push the new one. Yeah, Dave, exactly. That's for me the biggest difference, and that plays a big role in reliability when it comes to the different MMU and comparing other MMU to the Bamboo. Nobody needs 16 colors, but everybody wants to be capable of printing 16 colors. Yeah, wasting time, exactly. 16 colors AMS means you can print multiple different multicolor models before having to touch a roll of filament. Yeah, I mean, 16 color will be able to have, you have your 16 colors, and then whatever model, even if there is less than 8, you can print whatever, but at least you don't need to change the filament. That's a good point. I mean, if for some reason we are able to start printing multi-material, if the Bamboo start to handle multi-materials a little bit better, then that will start to be useful. Why? Because you can have 8 colors to handle all of that, and then you can have like some kind of support filament. You can have some kind of flexible filament for part of the print. Like you can have, you can print with different type of material as well. Instead of having multicolor, you can have multi-material. Because right now, the MMU, it's called multi-material unit, right? Something like this, multi-material unit. But to be honest, I don't think it's multi-material. I think it's multicolor. I think a very few multi-material technology can handle multi-materials for real, like mixing PLA, PETG, TPU, all of them, like especially rigid material with flexible material. I'm like you, 8 is the majority of people will need. Yeah, I definitely agree, Medic. I definitely agree with that. The thing that annoys me is the purge waste. Yeah, I hope they're gonna do some improvement on that for the purge. I mean, if we think about it, how can you improve the purge tower? Like if we think about it, let's say we have to find a solution. Stephen Poole, check this out. Okay, check what? Let me check. What's that? What did you send me, Stephen? What did you send me? Oh, okay. What is that? My first, 10 color. Printed on the Bambu Lab with the Hub 3 AMS. I can confirm because I was sleeping, but it says it took only 8 hours, this model, my testing purpose. Oh, there's 8 colors. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, okay. I think this model was pushed to use more than 8 colors, because you see the bottom here is using like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 9, maybe 10 here. Okay, yeah, that's one model. Okay, you found it. You found one model with more than 8 colors. Well, I guess you have to have one with more than 8 colors if you want to show up the Hub Plus with 3 AMS, right? But anyway, you get what I mean, right? You get what I mean. It's not easy. I think don't invest in 3 AMS. Don't invest in 3 AMS. Just get 2 AMS, and that's going to be plenty. That's going to be, believe me, that's going to be plenty. You won't need to you won't need more. You won't need more. I don't know how much it's going to be like. I don't know how much is 1 AMS, but just save the money to get more other stuff. I'm thinking like a conceptual Lego, yeah, for multicolor. Wouldn't the easiest way to reduce the waste be to only print the colors on the outside? That wouldn't change layer by layer, because the issue is the color change. So wherever you use the color, the issue is when you change color. So so let me go back and chat a little bit. Have you guys had some idea? If Bambu had a tool changer or IDEX where one head can do the AMS and the second head for PVA support, yeah, how many of the Pokemon could you get through with 16 color? Kevin, we actually checked this with Benoit. Benoit is the guy that is doing all the Pokemon, and he can do the 151 Pokemon with 8 colors. So all of these Pokemon can be done with less than 8 colors. So even the Pokemon, I mean, I'm telling you, 8 colors is plenty, and he can do all the Pokemon with 8 colors, all of them. Has anyone tried to use the infill as a purge? Not that every model would work for that, but yeah, 3D Jeff, Canvas is already doing that. So there is some slicer that are already doing that. It's one solution to save, but if you had a solution that would really, in all cases, save the purge, but that's a great solution that was already implemented. 3D Jeff, I print mostly functional part and I don't care how they look. One color is okay for most print for me. Yeah, I mean, think about injection molding. Injection molding, they stopped thinking about how to make multicolor injection molding, right? They just gave up. They just work on how can we post-process an injection molding part in order to have multiple color, like add some sticker or painting it or blah, 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 blah. So injection molding, they gave up. They gave up on the multicolor. They completely gave up. But 3D printing, we haven't given up yet. We still be able to develop some nice solution for multicolor 3D printing.
Calculate to use the infill instead of the purge tower. Yeah, Dusty Knuckle, that was implemented already. Blah 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 blah. Okay, let me scroll back down again. Then maybe they can add the purge tower as the infill. Yeah, again, that was already implemented. How many with just 16 colors in total? Oh, okay, Kevin. Okay, I get what you mean. So if you have, I'm not sure because he's using our Polyterra PLA line, so he has 33 color, and he can do all the Pokemon with 33 colors, but I don't know if he's using the 33 colors. Yeah, sorry, I wouldn't know, Kevin. I would say 16, maybe a little bit short. You will be short of a few colors, I believe. That's my guess, Kevin. Purge to infill is a thing. Yeah, it's already a thing. To eliminate a purge, you need an 8 tooth changer, 1 per color. Yeah, exactly, Astro Printer. And do you guys remember that Kickstarter? What was the name of that Kickstarter? What was the name of the Kickstarter that has solved that problem? Yeah, you will have to help me because the Swapper. Is it the Swapper? Where do we? Well, let's just go to 3D printing. The Swapper. Is that called the Swapper? Maybe recent one. Can we more filter? Project, live project, successful project. Can I sort by recent, or I think it was called a Swapper 3D printing nozzle Kickstarter. Let me just throw some keywords there. Oh, the Swapper 3D. Okay, you see, that's the power of Google. So this has solved the problem. I'm not saying they solved the problem in the best way, right? I'm just saying they have solved the problem. If you have this, then you don't waste any material anymore, okay? Because you don't have to purge the nozzle. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 25 different nozzles. So they also you can have 16 different nozzle for the 16 different colors. And you can have big nozzle to print the infill much faster. You can have nozzle for different. Well, I don't know. Maybe 25 nozzle is a lot. Because I was about to say like reinforced nozzle, but that would be part of the 16. I was about to say different nozzle per material, but that's also the part of the 16. So after you have all the 16, then you can have different size nozzle. You can have 2 black nozzle, one that print black at 0.4, one that print black at 1 millimeter or something like this. So yeah, maybe that was not a good idea. But nozzle size, yeah, I mean I cannot think about much more actually. I like multi-piece. I like multi-piece model, PWP paint with plastic. Prusa XL 5 tool with an MMU on one head. Yeah, you can still mix material. Yeah, you can mix material. That's but like for example, if you print with PVA and PLA, maybe I wouldn't mix them. TPU and PLA is a good combo, and there is the 3D Print General has made some YouTube video where he's mixing PLA and TPU, like some handles, and then the handle is PLA as the core, and then there is a grip that is printed in TPU, and that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But anyway, if you're interested in this project, I will put it in the chat. So that's the Swapper 3D. So again, I do believe it's like a TPU overmold. Yeah, exactly. So that's anyway. That was the Swapper 3D. I think we reviewed that already in a different stream. But anyway, the next one is also, I believe, what is this, for the release of the movie Black Panther? Oh, by the way, was it released already? The Black Panther, is it already in the box office? Black Panther. When was the release?
Is it released already? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, it is. Any of you has watched it already? Oh, 5 days ago already. Was it released 5 days ago? Oh, release date, November 11th. Okay. November 11th. So is there anyone? Oh, you saw it. Okay, layer by layer. Was it as good as I think it's gonna be? Was it as good as I think it's gonna be? It was pretty good. Okay, yeah, I can guess. We do a lot of TPU over molding in our products. Oh, interesting. You should share some picture on Discord, Little John. I would be interested in seeing this. NSGO, you have not watched it. Oh, NSGO. I should have stayed a little bit more in Taipei, so we would have gone to the theater together, and then we could have watched it. I started watching the first one and stopped after 10 minutes and never went back to it. I'm so over superheroes. Oh, really? Oh, I'm not. The Marvel, I used to like the Marvel universe, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 4, little bit like phase 5, I don't know. I mean, the Marvel universe was amazing for me, but recently the Marvel universe went a little bit universe of madness, right? Yeah, so let me check. Was it painted, this one, or Black Panther in black polylight? So most likely it was painted. This one was painted. Let me check. Maybe let me try to open the original and zoom in. I don't know if he used an MMU like with silk silver and some white, or it was painted. Most likely it was painted. Yeah, I believe it was painted. Well, let me check. Was it painted? Yeah, you can see here. I think it was painted. It was painted, and the white, I'm not sure about the white, but I guess it was painted. I say, oh, it says, oh, for the release, 3D printing and painting. Okay. sorry. I missed that. I missed that part. Yeah, nice. It could have looked nice also printed in different color, because we have a nice silk silver, or like maybe silk chrome would have looked pretty nice. But yeah, another nice print there. And then yeah, obviously we talked about this today, right? That was amazing. This is amazing. I don't know, what do you guys like more, functional, like this type of project, or this type of project, or like oh, we have more stuff below, or this type of project? What do you guys like more? Personally, I'm more a big fan of the work behind such a project here, like how using 3D printing to implement 3D printing in a system. That's what I love, because you have to combine a lot of things together. Like I like the mix of system, because this is a system itself, right? It's not going to be mixed in a different system, but this is something you have to build within a system. So there's so many things you have to think about. So that's why I'm more a big fan of this type of project. I like practical application. Yeah, same here. I'm more impressed by functional in general, I think. Yeah, okay. Then we are more or less on the same on the same wavelength. Is that, if I translate, do you guys have the same in English? In French, we say, if we kind of think the same, we say we are on the same wavelength. But I don't know if maybe that doesn't mean anything for you guys. But anyway, that's how we say in French. This is the second box for Toys for Tots I have going right now. Oh, the second box already? Nice. Oh, there you go. I was looking to see more of the 3D Print Professor prints. So I'm happy to see some prints there. And then we have some crocodile. I guess some cars and some trains. And I don't know what is inside there. Maybe the wheels. I guess that's the wheels. Nice. Thank you so much, Silverback, for printing all of these toys. And then we have first ever print with Polymaker PLA Pro, the front one. Oh, nice. And that's Polylight PLA Pro light green. Is that the light green? I believe it's the light green. Pretty nice. What are those? Are those from the Christmas print drive, I believe, or not at all? It's not part of one of those projects. I should join the Discord and add pic of my boxes of toys. I don't think you can fit all of your toys in one picture, Astro Printer. I think that's gonna be hard. Crates from print drive. Okay, there you go. That's also from the Christmas print drive. Yes, Nick, we are on the same wavelengths in the US. Okay, so you guys are say the same. Okay, we say that in the US. Okay, interesting. We are in resonance. Teaching Tech did a video all about practical printing. Okay, I will have to look at that. Oh, Zombie, how are you? You would have loved the beginning of today's live stream. You really would have loved the beginning. Concert was fun. Hopefully you guys had fun. Oh, you went to a concert. Cool. That's cool. Kevin, Swapper 3D has 25 nozzles, so you don't clean out nozzle even between prints. Black nozzle is always used for black, white. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. That's I don't know if I'm super lagging behind on my chat, but yeah, you're right. Like, am I? No, I shouldn't be that because we talked about that like 5-10 minutes ago. So I don't know if it's my stream that is lagging a bit. Yep, I like that, but I think any plastic used under the hood should be flame retardant. Is it a non-fam? All the plastic used under the hood are flame retardant? Maybe. I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense. I also have to rewatch the stream. Oh yeah, definitely. At least watch the first hour. It was amazing. Talking about this project, this under the hood intake pipe. We talked about this intake pipe and then the fuse box that was there or on the other side. So it was amazing. No, it's mainly flame resistant. Flame resistant. Okay. I was just looking through the Kickstarter page. Yeah, Kevin, it's an interesting project. I haven't even checked if they were successful or not, but yeah. Okay, some print from Buildersmart, Racing Spaceship. Yeah, all the spaceship. I'm a big fan of spaceship. That's why I really like that the theme was space. So that's a nice purple from Buildersmart. UFO by Dropkick. Is that multi-material or painted? Most likely multi-material, posing the print and then change the material and then continue. So even this type of multi-color print, you don't even need to have an MMU or anything. Like as long as it's a layer change, then you can change. Then we have another one here. What is that? That's a speed racer kind of. Space racer. That's a space racer. Yeah, you see all of these touch, even if you have a printer that doesn't have an MMU or doesn't have some kind of color changing, you can still do an amazing print, an amazing design just by, changing a line or like having this small color change feature. Like the small color change feature makes the whole print totally different. You go from a very flat color to something different. Like it would have looked different if it was entirely blue. I may have I think I would have put the gray maybe a bit below, but I like how it looked at the back, the fact that the gray here, but you only have one layer. So you only have like one flat layer where you can choose to change. What awesomeness do we have? Hey, Do It 3D, how are you? You're not late to the show. Oh, well, we did have the first hour that was pretty amazing. We talked about what can be printed under the hood of the car, and it was pretty nice. And by the way, Do It 3D, if you're still awake after the stream, then I will be free for a quick call. My 4-year-old says he doesn't like that spaceship, and he's a space nut. I don't understand. Oh, he doesn't like the spaceship. Okay, I like it. I like it. I don't have 4 years old, but Ponymaker and Amolen, I think you mean. Simple layer change are so powerful once you get comfortable with them. Yeah, I mean, it really changed the design. Yeah, it does really change the design. Just adding this small line of a different color. If you have the right color at the right place, then it looks amazing. I should have put more silver on the last one. Yeah, I mean, it's try and error. I mean, it looks pretty good already. This really sounds good. Okay, amazing. Almighty Malikai has done a dice thrower made out of that's Galaxy Dark Red, the brown, the famous intergalactic chocolate from Zombie. That's amazing. And then we have a dragon there. Hey, Loyal, how are you? Loyal, check this. We have one more from Andrew. Oh, look at that. What did I just say? Did I say if you have the right color at the right place, then it completely changed the print. Look at that. That's the perfect example. Who is that? Andrew. I don't know if you have the same name in the chat, but that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's the perfect. You see that small line here? I guess it's start with black and then orange and then another line in black and then orange. And then look at that. The cockpit, is that called the cockpit also in English? The where the pilot is. And then look at the wings. I mean, that's just Andrew. You nailed it. Andrew Print, yeah. I don't know if it's the same Andrew, but you nailed it. That's, even if you don't have multicolor printing, then you can do that color change cockpit. Okay, you can do that color change perfectly. So yeah, please welcome Loyal. So he's the one helping with the Christmas print drive, like putting things together and then making sure all the toys, there is some kind of regulation, etc. So Loyal, we were reviewing, and there is a couple of print that I think come from the print drive. I believe all the space prints, and we is that Astro Printer? I guess it's Astro Printer. Yeah. Yeah, Loyal, you see that? Some amazing print, right? And then Astro Printer, he's incredible. Look at that. He's printing like 24 hours, and I guess 7 days a week. Look at that. Look here. He cannot even close the bag. Look at those. Oh my god. Amazing. Really, really amazing. Thank you so much, Astro Printer, for all what you do. This is amazing. This is really amazing. I mean, amazing. Just I don't know what else to say. Yeah, you see that, Loyal? That's insane. Exactly. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Astro Printer. I mean, can you imagine thousands of toys? Like, think about like 1 or 2 toys per kids. That's like 500 to 1,000 kids that's gonna receive this toy. I mean, I have a 6 months old daughter, and she's already playing with stuff around her. So if I put all of this around her, she's gonna be so happy. I don't know if there is an age limit or for safety or something. So what else are we going to be amazed with? So we have that again. Is that you see again? We were talking about a small layer, a small color change that changed everything. A small layer change that changed everything. This is most likely, yeah, that's an Anycubic, maybe an Anycubic Viper. So it doesn't have a dual head. It doesn't have an MMU, but you just pause the print, change the filament to a color that matched very well, and then change back, and that completely changed the print. And then you have that amazing print. If you have some issue, contact Paisleys. Peslis is becoming a master at changing filament. Am I right? Am I right, Peslis? Zombie was saying something. Check out my print in the Polytherapy LA Plus section. Yeah, I've seen it. So Zombie is now trying the Polytherapy LA Plus. So a lot of you are familiar with the Polytherapy LA, but the Polytherapy LA Plus has a satin finish. So I'm not sure if we can see it very well on this print. Yeah, kind of, but yeah. Zombie is now printing with trying the Polytherapy LA Plus and that new finish. And let's say what he's saying about it. This stuff is awesome. Quite the upgrade from the standard Polyterra for something like toys. Okay, so if you are printing for the Christmas print drive or for the Toys for Tots, then Polytherapy LA Plus is a great choice. And Polytherapy LA Plus is now coming in more colors. I believe. I think we have the 10 regular colors. So yeah, you can print some amazing thing with look at the shine. Look at the shine. That's really that satin finish. You know, it's not silk, it's not matte, it's in the between. It's in the between. So it's pretty nice. 100% yes, you should see the Gator. You take some pic. I did some 4 colors with Polyterra. Yeah. So if you're printing all the space model. Where's my show print? If you're printing all the space model or the Toys for Tots model, like this model, you see, there is some ideas. If you're printing this space racer here, the spaceship, if you can try to do this, try to just change this. Like that can really change the toy. When the kid is going to receive, he's going to be, oh, look at that. That's so cool. You know, they're going to be so proud of, you know, like, wow, this is you. So that small change really add a lot of value to the print. It's a small change, but that add a lot of value to the print. So that's some ideas. I don't know. Feel free to go and post some of the color change idea that you have, because you know it's only one color and it's only a layer. So you have to figure out where the change is gonna make the most the biggest effect. Like where the change is gonna, like this change for me on that print, I think is the best. I don't know if there is some other change, like maybe changing right in the middle so that the wings are in one color and the rest is, that could be another idea. Like the wings are in one color and then the rest in another color. That could look nice. But if you have some other ideas, you can post it here so that people, or I believe in the MakerDeck Discord, in Loyal Discord, there is also some print example. So if you want to be inspired by where to do the color change. Because sometimes you do a color change and then you're not happy with it. Like you look at it and then you say, "Oh, could have been better. But if you're inspired by some color change that has already been done, that will save you. This. Loyal, I love color change. Yeah, that color change on the spaceship was a great color change. Titan Revenge. I enjoyed the filament you sent over a couple of months ago. I didn't post to Discord, but I did tag you on Twitter as they came up the printer. Yeah, amazing. I hope you enjoyed that filament as much as you enjoyed the first time. Thank you for lurking, Zombie. I feel like you had a very busy evening, Zombie. Take some rest. I think, like Liz, Loyal, Liz, Zombie, all of these names, you guys need to take some rest sometime. I feel like I'm the only one sleeping in all of this community. I'm the only one every time saying, "Oh, sorry guys, I need to go to sleep," or "Oh, sorry, I just wake up." I'm the only one saying this. All of you, I wake up 24 hours. Loyal Moses, remember, sorry, it goes too fast. Remember, kids are going to play with these, so be inspired and spend time making them special and unique. Yeah, exactly. That will make them, because you know kids, right? They will receive something, then they will play with it, and then they will receive another toys, they will play with the other toys, and then they will come back to these toys, and then they will do some back and forth. They always want something new. And the more stylish and the more cool the toys is, and the more time they will spend with that toy, and then the more imagination they will have. I always think about how much the kids will enjoy colors. Yeah, I think so. I agree with you, Pestis. We have lots of color swap prints and bamboo prints for the LM print drives. Yeah, that's good. And
Of course, if you have a Bamboo, it's easier. Of course, it's a little bit more work to do the color change. So if you have time, and if you know how to do the color swap, and it's a great learning process as well. Knowing how to do a color swap is interesting. Knowing how to modify your G code so that you can pose at the right time is a great thing to know. You don't have to modify your G code. You can manually pose wherever you want. But if you want to pose the printer so that you don't miss that thing, then that could be a good idea. I mean, I can even maybe I'm pretty sure a lot of people do it. Zombie or whoever is very familiar with G codes and stuff, I'm sure they will be very, very happy to explain to you how to make that color change. We could have a video. We could even post, if there's any of you that has a nice video or something, we could even post on the Polymaker channel, the YouTube channel, and then we can refer people. If you want to print some toys and you want to do a quick color change, you can watch that 1-minute video, and then that's how to learn how to do that. I mean, maybe for you it's nothing. I mean, 90% of the people in the chat, you know how to do a color change, but that's not the case of everyone. Some people would need some support, and I'm pretty sure you guys will support each other to learn how to do a color change. What's sleep? Sleep is overrated. Nick is sleeping because he's stuck in quarantine. Yeah, that's the only thing I can do, sleeping. Yeah, I told you, nobody is sleeping. I told you I slept last night. You got to see me right after my exercise. Yeah, Paisley slept because she hiked for how many kilometers? Like what, 5-10 kilometers? So yeah, I mean, at some point your body needs some rest. Can't sleep tonight. There's a rocket launch in 90 minutes. A rocket launch? I'm not aware of that. It's always hard for me to watch all your streams. Yeah, I mean, you know, the stream, you don't have to watch the whole stream. You know, you can come like a few minutes, enjoy with us, and then continue your stuff, come back, enjoy with us. That's what I do usually. You know, we partner with a lot of people, and there's a lot of content I want to see. So that's what I do. I go, for example, I go on the LM show, I watch a little bit, I talk, I exchange, and then I go to another, like I go to Chris Perillo, I exchange, I see what's the news, print. I go on MakerDeck, see what is printing there. I go on Zombie, I try to, you know, get some, learn some stuff from Zombie, and then I go on YouTube, I go and see Do It 3D, doing part of the print. I mean, the goal is not to be there the whole stream, right? But kind of, you know, enjoy sometimes with the different creators. But obviously, if something is very interesting, then you say, like, sometime I arrive on the stream and I just get hooked, and then I spend like 5 hours just watching and interacting with the stream. So did you announce my content? Oh, I forgot. Okay, Zombie, I forgot. So before I forget, so we have a contest going on. So let me see. Because I've never used this new stuff, so I don't know if Zombie, you want to quickly jump in to explain, or I mean, I guess I will figure out. So you have a new contest, but we are not using the same way as we did last time, where you post your result here. We are using forum. I guess it's a forum, and then each post. Let me check. Is Zombie still here? I need his help. Nick is tracking if everyone is doing their job giving away filament. Let me wait to see if Zombie can help me a little bit. It's hard to catch everyone, especially when you're making your own content. I try to get to everyone eventually. Yeah, I mean, even, you know, just say hi, or yeah. I mean, like I said, there is some content I get hooked to. Like sometimes, for example, sometime on Loyal is really getting crazy, and then I'm just in the vibe, in the hype. Sometimes there is Nero 3D that is having a problem with his printer, and I'm like, you know, trying to figure out with him or something. So there is some stuff. Sometimes you get hooked, and then you just continue. So okay, I guess Zombie is lurking. So let me check. So we have a contest going on. And in order to enter the contest, you have to I guess, create a new post. I'm in panic. I need zombie. I don't know how he created that. So let me just read like a normal person. Calibration print contest. Create your own calibration print for a chance to win a spool of Polymaker filament, or multiple one, I guess. Use a 3D modeling software such as Fusion 360, Onshape, or even Tinkercad to create. Does that mean Tinkercad is not that good? Or even Tinkercad to create a printable model, then create a short guide on how to use it. Okay, the guidelines. It must be an original model, and where design features and another model is used, give appropriate credit. Take a clean picture of your print. Upload to your favorite hosting website, Printable, Thanks, or Thingiverse. Create a short written guide on how to use the model. Does not have to be in depth. There will be 3 winners. 1 for the best overall design, 1 community choice, and 1 random. Use the Polymaker logo reaction to vote for your favorite model. The post with the most reaction will win the community choice. Okay, so it's a calibration model. So you have to design some kind of calibration model, calibrating whatever you want to calibrate, right? If you want to calibrate flow, if you want to calibrate the bed leveling, or whatever calibration, it has to be a model that is used to calibrate something of your printer. Like what are the stuff you calibrate on a printer? What do you guys calibrate? Like E-step, you calibrate E-step, you calibrate flow, you calibrate speed/temperature, I guess. You calibrate pressure advance. You calibrate first layer. You calibrate the temperature tower, for example. You calibrate printing temperature. Is there a speed tower? Can you calibrate your speed? Basically a torture test print. Yeah, I guess. Oh, you can calibrate your cooling, like a overhang test to calibrate if the cooling is good enough, because you want minimum amount of cooling, right? So anyway, or bridging, you can calibrate your bridging, all your bridging setting. So there is a bunch of calibration. So you have to create a model that would calibrate something. My suggestion is to not try to calibrate too many things. Like sometimes I see some models, it's like, look at that, look at this. Let me show you something. You want to see a model I calibrated a few years ago? I created a few years ago. Like this. Check the name already. Look at that. That was back in the time. But I was part of the guy that always wanted to calibrate everything with one print. And then that was there is one make? Really? Someone printed this? No. Yeah, someone printed it. Oh, really? Oh, nice. Someone actually printed the printer here. I wouldn't. Okay, interesting. I mean, I printed it myself, but I didn't know someone else printed the. Oh, he even printed. Oh my god, it came out well. That's tiny features. I don't know if you can recognize what models is that. And that's basically, if I remember well, I have the stuff somewhere, but you have these are different thickness from 0.1 to 1, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, from 0.1 to 10 to 1. Then there's all these different cylinder, and then all the different holes, all the different extrusion from the wall, all the different size of the holes, all the different top layer. Like depending on the curvature, then you will see more or less the step, the overhang, the thin wall, the cooling at the end or something like this, and then the bridging behind, and then fine features. And then so I wanted to create something like a printer here, where you tested everything at the same time. Let me share that in the chat if there is some crazy people out there that want to break their printer. But yeah, if you can finish that print, then congratulations. Apparently someone has finished it, but there is only one make. But anyway, if there is some crazy people out there that want to kill their printer, then go ahead. Otherwise, my suggestion is for this contest, try to focus on one particular calibration, one particular thing. By the way, just a quick story. I managed to print this upside down with PVA support. Can you imagine this? I will try. I mean, that was like 5-6 years ago, but I printed this upside down with PVA. So I wanted to test how good our PolyDissolve S1. I wanted to test how good this material was. I wanted to check how good this material was. This is our PolyDissolve S1. So I mean, I literally took the printer here, I put it upside down, like I rotated 180 degrees, and then I put full support, 0 Z gap, and then I printed it with Polymax PLA and PolyDissolve S1. I will try to find a picture. It's on my old phone, but it worked. It worked. But anyway, I mean that's just for crazy people. So yeah, focus on one thing, like bridging or stringing, or focus on one thing that people can use to calibrate or to play around with the setting. Could be printed well on my SLA. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's really a printer hell for SLA. Is that hard for SLA to print this? Well, I guess still, yes, I think so. I mean, even for SLA, I think it shouldn't be that easy to print this. Anyway, so if you have, after you print that, after you design that, okay, you design that particular model that can quickly be printed on a 3D printer to test something. You post it here, and then each post is an entry, and then other people, you can go there, and then you can like something by clicking on the Polymaker logo here. So for example, we already have the local Kali Cube, okay, and from local maker MI, and that's already one entry, okay. And then you can discuss with all the different entries. That's a nice calibration. What does it calibrate? How do you do? I tried on my printer, blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's the contest that is going on at the moment. So feel free. I think it finish pretty soon, in 2 weeks. So you guys still have 2 weeks to get something together, and then you can put it here. And maybe, you know what we're gonna do? Are you guys familiar with the Polisher and Polysmooth? Maybe we can make the Polisher as the prize. So if you win this, you can receive a Polisher with Polysmooth. So if you don't know, Polysmooth is this guy. You can get the hardware, and Polysmooth is this guy. That's Polysmooth. Okay, so you can smooth the print, and then you can do some jewelry or something, and then we will send you the Polisher also as a prize. The Polisher here. Yeah, so that's the Polisher with a beautiful model inside. So yeah, because I think it's a great contest. It makes people learn about the different thing that needs to be calibrated in the printer. It makes people go on 3D model software and try to design some stuff. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to make sure that I talk about the contest. So thank you, Zombie, for challenge accepted. Printing your model right now. Well, which one? The printer hell? Are you going to print the printer hell? No. I mean, I don't think it's really. I think it's hard. I mean, it's meant to test, but if you cannot finish the print, then there is no point to test because you cannot finish. But yeah, I mean, if you can finish it, then that would be amazing. Do it 3D. I did finish it a couple of times. Obviously, I did have a lot of fail,
Oh, okay. So you're going to print this one. Okay. Good luck. Do it 3D. Let us know how it goes. Make sure to put it on Show of Print. Then I can check it in our next live stream. Test the Voron for sure. Yeah, let's see if the Voron can. You may not be able to print this at the Voron speed, I guess, but why not? Why not? Great. Sorry, I missed some. Wait, the Polysmooth is cheaper now. Should be the same price, 34 or something. Let me check. 36.99. Yeah, I think it's the same price. Rooting for you, wasting time. Zombie. So Zombie, I hope I introduced the context properly. Let me know if not. Check out my prints, Twitch Printed Vision. Let me know what you think. Okay. Let's go check Printed Vision print. See how it looks. Check Polymax PC and Polymax PLA and compare. I swear it was similar price to Polysmooth. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, I love that. How did you do that? Oh, that's so nice. I don't know why I feel good. I feel so good when I watch this. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, that's so nice. Are you printing in clear or in black? It looks clear. It looks. What are you printing with? What is this nozzle? Is that a big nozzle? Printed Vision. Tell us everything about it. Nozzle size, material you're using. What are you printing? How did you make that? Everything writing down. Okay, 0.8. Okay, so that's a big nozzle. Okay. Wow, that's so satisfying. I could watch this. Did you see the CNC Kitchen 45 minutes video? That was a bit like this. I literally watch the whole video without doing anything. Literally. Endoscope camera. Okay, yeah. Filament tool, crystal clear. Oh, that's so satisfying. Look at that consistency. Oh. I mean, I'm most likely not the only one that is enjoying what we're seeing at the moment, right? Please tell me that I'm not the only one enjoying what we're seeing. Okay, Loyal is also enjoying. DGAG, okay, great. I'm not the only one. Oh, that's so cool. And you see that view is also what allows us to learn a little bit more about 3D printing. I mean, in that case, there is no retraction, there is no speed change, so it's pretty consistent, right? It's in base mode, I believe, so it's very mesmerizing. Exactly, Little John, mesmerizing. Nozzle cam is cool to watch. Yeah, it's so amazing. I love that. With the small music and stuff. Is there music? Oh, he doesn't have music. But you have my music. Yes, it's Invasions. Enjoy it enough to drop that follow on there. Oh, yeah. By the way, guys, I'm not following. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Printed Vision. I was not following. But I'm definitely following now. Oh, that's so nice. You know, if I'm too stressed, what I'm going to do is I will go on this channel, Printed Vision. If I'm stressed, I'm going to go here and I'm just going to relax for like 10 minutes. Just watching this. I mean, is it looping or is it actually... Wait. Is it looping or I feel like it's printing the same thing like since we joined? No music because I'm streaming on MakerDeck. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so mesmerizing. But is it printing the same thing? If it was a loop, we'll all be full. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Like, I feel like it's... I thought it was a loop. But maybe it's printing would be great to some... back of NGS.
Oh, that's so nice. Anyway, if I do a stream where I'm only watching this, then that's not going to be a very fun stream for everyone. But yeah, oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much, Printed Vision, for sharing that with us. That's very, very mesmerizing. Exactly. Vase mode. Yeah, it was in vase mode. Layer by layer. Put it, send it up to Twitch with FFmpg. It'll take hours for anyone to figure out. Filament Story posted the print on her Instagram. Okay. Layer by layer, too late. Yeah, layer by layer. That was a good one. Okay, what else do we have? We have the Flexi Yeti. It's printed. It's printed. Oh, okay. That's another nice print. And then we have the sign from Matt German. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie, wipe the city. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's some kind of American joke. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the city. I guess that's some kind of American joke. So I hope all of you from the US are laughing right now. So okay, let me know when you finish laughing, and then I'll go to the next one. Because I don't know the joke. What is this? Oh, that's the one we saw below. Oh, I told you. One color change, and then it changed the whole model. Throw Firelight, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then we have more and more and more awesome stuff. Nice Polemic logo. And more and more and more. Okay, maybe we'll continue in the next stream. I think it's getting late for all of you guys. I had an amazing time today. Really amazing time today. Maybe we'll do a contest on who can finish this sprint one day. Maybe one day. So Michael D, thank you for being awesome. Yes, totally laughing. Okay. So all the guys that got the joke. Tactile 3D. It's a free download to whoever wants it. Perfect. Thank you everyone for being awesome. 97 viewers, 92 entries. So we're pretty much everyone entered. Launch to the moon in 1 hour on NASA Live. Oh, I didn't know there is a rocket launch today. I knew today on the news there was the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency crash that happened on Friday. That's the thing I studied this morning. I just look at the news and I just wanted to know more. But except from that, I didn't see anything else in the news. So, to the moon? Oh, no way. Wait. The US are sending people to the moon again? No, I would have known that that's not possible. Rocket to the moon. NASA fuel. No way. Am I that behind on the news? There's no way. If the US are sending someone to the moon again, that should have been all over the news. Or is that just a test? Engineer, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I cannot read all of this. I don't know if you guys have a short. Unmanned just to orbit, I think. Oh, unmanned. Okay, got it. Just the rocket, no human. Okay. Yeah, that would have been all over the news. But I mean, I'm pretty excited. I will be following. Thank you, Astro Printer. Is that the reason why your name is Astro? Because you are really into this kind of thing? That's great. Does Twitter still exist? Yeah, it does. Okay, thank you everyone. You guys ready for the big draw? I mean the big draw. We have Loyal the LM show in the chat. So my tiny giveaway spool. If you guys go on the LM show, then my giveaway looks like nothing. It's like the change. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna draw in 5, 3, 4,
2, 1. Go! And the winner today is, if you want me to enter, if I win, I will give away a 3D printer. Keep this for the LM show. Keep this for the LM show, Loyal. The show is doing really well. For some of us, it's a dream to be able to even give away one spool live. Yeah. Do we have Trophy Light? Yeah, Trophy Light. Congratulations. Congratulations. I think I saw your name somewhere. Trophy Light. Where was Trophy Light? I think I saw your name somewhere. Did I? Oh, Trophy Light. Oh, you are the one that do this amazing dragon. There you go. This is Trophy Light work. So I'm very, very happy that you just won a spool of filament. Congratulations, because that means we're gonna see even more amazing print from you. So congratulations, Trophy Light, on the winning. You know how to reach out to me, right? Just bank contact. Yeah, Builders Mark. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Who is streaming today? Who is streaming today? Let's go and check who is streaming today. Easter Jang, Image Ace. We have some 3D printing. Do you guys do you want, because it's late. It's late for you guys. So what we're gonna do is I will bring you to Printed Vision and try to watch this for at least 1 or 2 minutes and see if that does something to your inner self. It almost finished. Oh, really? No. Let's go quickly. And then try to fall asleep on that beautiful view. And then let me know if you have some sweet dream. Let's go quickly there. You have to experience at least one time watching a 3D printing up close going on. You have to experience that feeling. Okay, so that's all set up, and then we're all gonna go there, and then we're all gonna enjoy. Okay, this Zen print, this perfection, this clear, consistent extrusion at a certain temperature. We should have someone talking over it with like, this printing is printing at 230 degrees C. Consistent printing. Layer width at 0.5 millimeter. A layer height of 0.3 millimeter. And then ASMR 3D stream. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyway, thank you everyone again. 220C. Thank you everyone for coming to the stream today. I think we have an amazing stream. Thank you again to Nate for joining the stream at the beginning and explaining his project. And I'm looking forward to have more people coming on the stream and explaining your project. So layer by layer. So thank you again, everyone. Have a good one. Have a good night for most of you. And then I will see you in the next stream. And don't forget to stay awesome.